Eins, zwei, eins, zwei, eins, zwei.
Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on. Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, before we go any further. Friends,
As you call them, they call you when they need something. Trees for the blunt, to G's for the front. I found a way to get peace of mind for years and left the hell alone. Turn a deaf ear to the cellular phone. Send me a letter or better, we can see each other in real life. Just so you can feel me like a steel knife. At least so you can see the white of their eyes. Bright with surprise once they finish spitting lies. Associates,
Good,
boys and girls.
Happy New Year. Everything's blurred. 2021, episode 14. That's
The
good.
21st century is officially street legal now. It can drink. It can stop making dumb decisions, hopefully, like
No,
killing
well,
niggas in the pandemic.
actually,
You know what I mean?
2021, WON. That's why I saw that. You saw that meme too?
Oh, is that what? Oh, no. I haven't seen that. But is that like the new 2020 vision? Remember
No,
that?
that's not like another meme I saw. I saw the legal drinking, that one too. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, what's good, y'all? As you can see, first I want to shout out to our good friend Craig Jacobs for the nice Christmas present. We got on these customized everything blurred mask with our names on them. Shout out to
Shout out to
Craig.
Craig. Big up to
Thank you.
Craig. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate the hand sanitizer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you can never have too much of that. That's like the new chewing gum right now. You know what I mean? If somebody offer you hand sanitizer in 2021, yeah, please, put your hands out.
Yeah, for real. But yeah. But shout out to Craig, got the logo and our names on them. So, let me start off introduction. This is yours truly, Breon, with a B.
Your man Tommy, a.k.a. Tom Burgundy, what it is.
Hold the cold one like he hold the old gun, like he hold the microphone and stole the show for fun, or a foe for ransom. Flows is handsome, O's in tandem, anthem, random, tantrum, phantom of the Grand Ole Opry. That's the dumb hottie, mass pump shotty. Somebody stop me. Hardly come sloppy on a retarded hard copy. After rockin' parties, he departed in the jalopy. Watch the drop top poppy, known as the grimy, limey, slimy, try me, blind me, simply smashing in a fashion that's timely. Mad villain dash in the beat, rhyme crime spree. We rock the house like rock and roll. Got more soul than a sock with a hole. Set the stage with a goal. That have the game locked in a cage, getting shocked with a pole. Overthrowing them like throwing Rover a biscuit. A lot of bitches think he's overly chauvinistic. Let go his dick if that's the case. Rats, what a waste. There's more cash to chase, dog. He got it like new powers. Woke up, wrote and spit the shit in a few hours. Sheesh. Been unleashed since the Glee Club. Had your fam saying, please make me a dub. Well, since you asked kindly, where he been behind the mask, who can't find me? You're blind in the wine zone, leave your mind blown when he shine with the nine. He's a rhinestone. Cowboy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I am
Oh,
one of the biggest fans of this man that I just quoted his lyrics, Daniel Dumal, aka MF Doom, aka Victor Vaughn. He's one of my top 10 favorite MCs, and it hurt my heart that he passed. But, we're going to keep his legacy going. And shout out to all the blurs that have been a fan of his. I am the MR Dot SHAUN, Mr. Sean, aka Sean McDoom.
Villain. Yes. So, yeah, you can take
very
this
nice,
over.
very nice, very
Very
nice.
nice, very nice. Yes.
Thank you.
So
Gotta rush
yeah.
it a little bit, but it's whatever. It was like on the fly. I was gonna do accordion, but I was like, no, let me try the rhinestone joint because
Hmm.
he really got But like I remember watching the Most Def joint where he was quoting his lyrics and just speaking on them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was just amazing. Um, and it's crazy when people bring up like weirdo rap, the weirdo rappers and things of that nature, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like I get it, but you can't really knock a brother that is easily a mutant level MC.
Yep.
I remember, when I was younger, I kind of got clowned for listening to certain people. And I remember in '05, I was working at DTLR, and the manager would get our stuff out the locker. It was time for us to close up shop. So she pulled out my Discman at the time,
Yeah.
and
Yep. Old,
By the
old
way,
school.
back then
Throwback.
you was that was still like you was probably one of the few still rocking the Discmans with me at that time because iPods was coming and it was crazy.
No, the
the
little
the next
MP3 ones, like it was like the little MP. It wasn't like a iPod. It
Nah,
was like this little MP3 that you had to push
little
the button.
MP3,
no, you
yeah,
said
Yeah,
it
oh
had.
04. You said oh 05.
I said '05,
Oh
but the
no, it
yeah,
iPod
was
was still out
no. The
around then.
iPod was out. It was MP3
Yeah,
players too came out, but the
yeah,
iPod
yeah.
was like
yeah. The iPod was because I
the
got one the
genesis.
next year. Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But I
And then
still
right
rock
after
my
that,
Discman.
and then right after the iPod became the Zoom. R.I.P. the
Yeah,
Zoom.
yeah, Zoom. Yeah,
Mm.
Zoom.
So
Actually, that's what it
like,
was. That's what it was. I had a Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so
Wow.
you
Take it
did
back.
have a Zoom, and so
Yeah.
yeah,
Who was
uh,
outside?
you know what I'm saying.
You was saying
So
you was saying yeah.
it's so like it's so like she's looking at I had the disc to Fu. I mean the case to Fu, and I had a bunch of other CDs in there. And she's like, the manager's like, yo, what are you listening to? What is a MF Doom? Fu? What is whole cakes? Cocoa bread, queso? What is this? And I'm like, it's dope. It's dope music. I'm trying to tell you, he's on another level. He's not like everybody out that's on the radio. He's ill with it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and and then I just remember if you ever ran into another Doom fan, it was like yes, like if you ran into somebody that was back then that was a Doom fan and a Little Brother fan, it was like my
Yeah,
man.
for real. Or Dilla.
You
You know, Dilla.
you knew what time it
Yeah, and a
was.
Dilla fan too. It was like, yeah.
Even with that, it was the thing. I'm gonna get back to Dilla, but it was just a thing of okay, you get it, you know what time it is. And I remember fast forward to maybe about 2012, 2013. I'm watching Nardwar. Nardwar interviewed Joey Badass and his crew, and Nardwar he gave people different little gifts and all that. So he gave one of the guys from the crew, from the pro era, if not Joey Badass, like a book or something dealing with Doom. If you know how deep the pro era is, they about 10 deep, maybe more. All of them dudes was fighting over it and loved it. And they couldn't believe it. They were so hyped because they were legit fans of Doom. Um, Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt,
Mm-hmm.
known to be fans of Doom. I know Earl has worked with Doom. West Side Gun has done 2 tracks with Doom. Um, if people knew about, I was still waiting patiently for the Doom Stalks album.
Yeah,
You know what I
me
mean?
too. Me
Um,
too.
but then when he rocked with Sarface and did that album, it was dope. And he even put a young brother by the name of Bishop Nehru under his wing and helped him out with his projects. You know, so uh, and even though I didn't agree with certain things that he did, like he would have an imposter show up at his shows. And it was like, why you got people paying all this money to see you perform live, and you get some imposter on stage to rock your man? What are you doing? He's like, I want the people to feel my music. You know, I don't want them to worry about the live show. I felt
Yeah,
like that was a bit contradictory because I'm like, well, an MC means move the crowd. I would feel like somebody like you would actually, know what it is. But I think it was like a South by Southwest, when him and Tony Stark, him and Ghostface did a joint. What Doom did was he recorded him doing his verses while um you know Ghostface was on stage. And I
yeah,
kind of felt like, well, yo, if that's the case, yo, like, it had me thinking this is before he passed, but still during this pandemic. I was like, yo, with everybody doing no concerts and doing DJ sets at their crib, Doom could easily do a set at his crib and set it up in a way where people would check it out and enjoy his music. Um, Had a
but
lot of
yeah,
scenes.
yeah. Sorry, I was going to piggyback to what you said about the past, having stand-ins for his shows. I remember Talib Kweli. He mentioned about that, and he was talking about how, like, recently he said, "Yeah, why did you do that?" He was like, "Cause I'm the villain." And he was like, "Yeah, cause you try to, yeah,
That's
that's, yeah, cause I'm the
and
villain."
then, and
That's
you
a,
can call that trolling too.
yeah, trolling, yeah. So that's why he was like that.
But it was but the fans still rocked with him.
Yeah,
And it did kind of make, like you said, he's the super villain.
yeah,
It was very calculated, and it was a thing of the one thing about Doom. Um, you're not gonna get Doom in one take. When you listen to other artists,
hmm
you get their stuff right then and there, or you might have to go back because, like we was talking off mic, off air, whatever. Tommy was like, I gotta go back and listen to what you call it album because I was busy doing stuff, yada yada yada. With Doom, I remember listening to Mad Villain because I first heard Doom on an album by a group called Nonfiction, and he did his thing, and I always thought his delivery and his skills were a lot different from others, but it piqued my interest. The following year, he was on Prince Paul's I think it's called Prince of Thieves album. He had a joint on there. And then, like I said, he put out joints under Victor Vaughn, which is still keeping up with the Doctor Doom thing because Doctor Doom's name was Victor Von Doom. And then he came out with the joint with Madlib called Mad Villainy. And I remember it got great reviews. Um, I was working at, well, Breon and I was working at Owens Mills Mall at the time. I was working in Detail Law. He was in Finish Line.
finish line.
And where I was at was right across the hall from a Sam Goody. Rest in peace to Sam Goody. And I
Rest in
copped the
peace
Mad
to the
Villain.
Owings Mills Mall as a whole.
Yeah,
Rest in
period,
peace to all. Yeah,
period, period.
yeah.
Yeah, that was my mom, man.
Joint is a Costco now.
Costco,
Costco.
And
Giant.
some
Uh,
other stuff, right?
that
Yeah.
Giant is amazing. That's an amazing Giant supermarket.
hmm
And the liquor store right next to it is even more amazing. Um, and
All
so
right.
like I remember listening to it on the way back to the crib. I wasn't driving at the time. I had to catch the subway to the bus. And I remember listening to it and I'm like, what did I listen to? What the heck was that? Huh, interesting. Madlib's beats got stuck in my head. So I would go back and listen to the joints where the beats just really caught my attention. And then eventually I would listen to the whole album. And the more I listened to it, the more it went from, okay, the beats meant nothing, not knocking Madlib beats, but the beats at this point are secondary. Now my mind is focused on the lyrics. And I'm listening to the lyrics. And I'm like, this is one of the illest niggas I've ever heard in my life. pen run out of ink. He tried to think of a new trick. This time he wrote it in cold blood with a toothpick.
Toothpick.
You prick yourself with a pick, and you're writing rhymes with the blood.
Yeah.
Who thinks of that? You know, and then his production, his beat making. That boy loved him some Sade.
Yeah,
That boy loved him some Anita Baker.
yeah.
Loved him some Michael McDonald. And there was
Yeah.
just some other stuff. But there was Dusty. And listen, you know, you go on YouTube nowadays and it's a lot of lo-fi hip hop channels. And when you listen to these lo-fi and these chill hop joints, you're like, yo, if it wasn't for Doom, Dilla, Nujabes, first of all, Madlib, Pete Rock, and a couple others, this sound would not be around.
Sure.
Y'all just paid this, the younger generation heard about Dilla, was like, who is Dilla? Picked up on it, found out about Madlib, your Dooms, and they just kind of, and then it's like, you also have people like, they're not only from the States, but they're from other countries. And you know, in other countries, they appreciate the, I guess you call it, you know, the real hip hop, you know, there's always a thing with that, you know.
It's like
And so
they had that initial appreciation that kind of people, because it's late, you know what I mean? It's late arriving to them.
yes.
So they still kind of appreciating the artistry and the skill and the lyricism, more than or just as much as, you know, the beats and all the other show, you know what I mean, that you get with things now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So like, and it's like, I just hear this stuff and you just hear that influence. And when I heard like the younger MCs that I just, you know, that I aforementioned, it's like, yeah, that's what's up. They know what time it is. It shows how he was, you know, an inspiration for people that you know appreciate dope lyricism, dope boom bap. I just heard him recently on Euro Droog's album. He did a track on that, which was dope. It was him and Mock Homie, Euro Droog, and you know, it was just dope. And like I said, I think everybody always wanted a Mad Villainy too, you know, and I think somebody was telling me, or one of my best friends was telling me last night, like, yo, his stuff is charting on iTunes heavy.
Yeah, that's what pissed. It's kind of that. Would I'm sorry. That's what
It's
like
whack, right?
it's bittersweet because it's like to me that's how it was when Dilla passed, and kind of a little bit with Mac, but Mac had a strong following anyway. But it
Mac
was
had a
like
strong following.
yeah. But when Dilla
Mac had his
passed,
flowers while he was here.
Ooh.
yeah. But when Dilla passed, it was like everybody was like, yeah. If you wasn't a hardcore, you know, Day One Dilla fan,
You didn't know.
yeah. And also it's crazy too because Dilla he produced some major like rap like songs that was out that y'all just didn't know that he did it.
People
like,
didn't know, right? They
From
didn't know because
Far Side's running, Their Lives Stakes is High, Calming the Light. People didn't know that.
people
Like,
didn't even know about the Uma.
Yeah, the
They
Uma,
didn't know
yeah.
Uma was Dilla and Q-Tip.
Yeah,
You know, he was part of Soulquarians.
Yeah.
Things of that
So
nature. But see, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, just you know, back to like, yeah, I saw that too. Questlove, he tweeted that about the Doom got like 4 or 5 albums that's already like in the top 10 on iTunes, and it was like, yeah, you wait till like someone passed, you know, then it's cool to send their flowers now, or they was the greatest MCs ever, or Dilla was the greatest producer, you know, you wait till he passed, till you know, but you know. Back, you know, if what happened when he was alive. I mean, Dilla and Doom had like, you know, a strong indie following. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And
They both,
what's it
to
called?
this day, I listen to One Beer and I listen to the joint that Dilla rapped off that same beat, but it's on the J-Lib joint. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, who killed that? But they both did their thing on that, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
And also
and
too, it's like me. I just want to finish real quick. And also too, it's like I don't know. It's just crazy how things are like when someone passed, like especially when if someone like a Pop Smoke or Nipsey. So it's like now they want to be, people want to defer them as one of the greats. It depends, like especially in that just the new generation, they want to, they see Nipsey and Pop Smoke, they want trying to, if someone pass, or they look at their music and they're like, oh, dag, well, yeah. But it's like someone like Adilla and Doom that had a strong following, in the indie following, and then also too, like the Mad Villain was like the most, I want to say, commercial successful album that Doom had, because he was working with Mad Lib, and he had videos out for the summer songs and things of that nature. Not that many people are familiar with Operation Doomsday or Victor Vaughn or King.
The thing
stuff.
with King Ghidorah,
Yeah.
With Operation Doomsday, I think partial reason with that was, if you remember the artwork, the original artwork, Marvel saw it and they sued him.
Yeah, they sued him. Yeah.
So he had to switch it up. But I remember maybe 2019, I came across an article that was like the top 20 underground albums that came out 20 years ago. I forgot, it was 20 of them. I forgot the list, but it was how many numbers or whatever, how many albums. But Operation Doomsday was definitely on that list, and because when you listen to Doom stuff, especially back then, it was the production, like the quality was kind of like dusty. But once you, especially when you listen to a Special Herbs instrumentals, they're kind of like just kind of dusty. They're not really mixed like that, but they're dope. But Operation Doomsday was a banger. The thing with when you listen to Doom stuff too, you're gonna hear a lot of interludes, cause like, be real with you, he was a blurred. He sampled from a lot of cartoons as well. Go watch Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
If you can find an anime called Gatchaman, aka G-Force, you're gonna hear a Doom sample.
Yeah.
And a few other things.
Yeah, that the whole indie, like that the comic book and the cartoon like fans, they knew who Doom was, especially with Adult Swim. And I think it was cool too.
Danger Doom.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And also too, like he did the voiceovers for most of their commercials, especially the Boondocks.
He did some, yes, he did. And he did he did a voice for a
Aqua
cartoon,
Teen.
a weird joint.
Yeah, and then
He didn't
Aqua
do
Teen Hunger.
He did Aqua Teen. I know he did one.
Yeah.
It was like kind of based off of an anime thing. It was like anime inspired. It was real goofy like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he did
He did a voice on that.
Yeah, he did most of the programs.
Because back to what you were saying, even during the little commercial or before they go into a commercial break on Adult Swim, they would play Dilla beats off of Donuts.
Yeah.
Play Mad Lib beats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like they schooling you on this stuff.
Junobis, all of them. Just like, yeah. But definitely, I think it was also cool too. Third Eye Comics, shout out to them. They pay their respects.
Did they? What did they do?
Yeah, they just saying they sorry to hear. They said they was fans of his and rest in peace.
If they do a shirt with that alien logo with the Doom mask, I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, that would
be amazing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Big loss. Tommy, you got something to say? Yeah, but were you familiar with?
We can't hear you.
I said, I think Yana said it all for real. I was familiar, but not as deeply intimate as you gentlemen. But I can't remember which project it was that I was introduced to him. It was, I want to say like 02 maybe, and he was featured on the track. And I was like, yo, who is this dude? I think it might have been like a compilation album of some sort. So it was just a whole bunch of different artists on the joint. And yeah, from that point on, that's when I started like kind of like looking and checking for him, because at that point, that's when I started really getting into listening to a lot of different things that I either had not listened to when they came out, or just different artists in general that was coming up. So, you know, like whenever I would see somebody mention MF Doom, or, you know, different folks online who was like big fans, I was just happy to see like, oh snap, yeah, I remember dude. Like I'm glad he's still around doing this thing, you know, because like I said, his stuff wasn't necessarily like on Front Street getting like the pub, getting, you know, all the radio airplay and that kind of stuff. But
yeah, that's another thing too. Now they want to play like, yeah, but Pete Rock said it on his IG post. He was like, yeah, New York radio never like, you know, give money love. So it was like, damn. So they probably, you know, now they blasting Doom. So it was like crazy.
I'll put it to you like this. I bet you Rosenberg is probably playing that man's stuff now on his little underground joint.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I think this has always been my issue when it comes to rap music, hip hop and rap music, and with the public. I always felt like at one point in time there was a what's the term? A balance. And then somewhere along the lines, there's really no real balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like right now, if I would listen to the radio right now, or I would go on you know, the top 40, whatever you call it, playlists or rap, whatever, you know, you're gonna hear your guys like your little bit, all the babies, your Megans, all
the babies, all the babies.
Your Kodaks, your Brooklyn Drill guys, Young Thug, Gunna, Mulatto, Jack Harlow, and some other people, your Cardi B's, things like that. And if that's your thing, that's your thing. Some of the people that I just mentioned, I actually listen to their stuff. But what about the Dooms? What about the Elzais? What about when we spoke, you know, before about when the list came out for the best rap albums for the Grammys, we thought it was Photoshop. We couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's about damn time. So it was like, you know, what about, you know, like I said, the Blue and Exiles, the Sky Zoos, the Torres, the, you know, Rhapsody getting a little bit of shine, and that's cool. But look how long it took for her to get that shine.
Yeah.
Like it's almost damn near the equivalent of Leslie Jones when she was doing stand up for years, and then 20 years in, she's on SNL. And now she's doing her own thing and she's successful, you know. So, you know, things of that nature. So it's like, yo, and I always felt like it's up to the DJs and the stuff. It's like, okay, that's why I've always felt like at one point in time in like in my college years, from college years up to like maybe my late 20s, early 30s, you know, shout out to Morgan State University, shout out to their radio station. They have a show on Fridays, strictly hip hop radio. And, you know, I know a couple people that used to be on that joint, you know. Shout out to Andre the Giant, shout out to Dropping Jewels. You know what I mean? And they would play the stuff that I was more so looking forward to versus to what was on the radio then. You know, it was more of my speed. And at the same time, I knew about certain local acts that I thought was dope because I don't, even now to this day, I don't know a lot of local acts. And I don't mind supporting people from here. If I can support somebody from the New Yorks and the Calis and the whatever's, Carolinas, why can't I support somebody from my city or from my state? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So like it's like, and then and it got to a point where even before strictly hip hop, I used to listen to the Jonah 92Q Rap Attack. Rest in peace to JB the Bald Headed Wonder.
Rest
You
in
know what I
peace.
mean?
Yep.
Shout out to Butterman.
Yep.
And it was like I tried to listen to it now, and they still play the stuff that's hot, and then they might get into a mix and might play some stuff that certain like indie artists, underground artists, whatever. But it's like I feel like on Rap Attack, that should be the slot where you don't play the top hits. If you're gonna play stuff, you can still play stuff from those rappers, but not that song that you done played for like 50 damn times a day from Monday through Sunday afternoon before the joint
Same
came on.
5 songs
15 times a day
for 3 months.
Fuck that. Doom, 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 doom. Get a new DJ.
Here's the ill part about that guy. That man's name was Sagat, and he had an eye patch and he had a bald head.
Yeah. And I saw the video, and I was like, "Oh, he was not what I expected to look like." But okay, I was like, "Yeah,
right,
yeah."
Right.
But they didn't show a real close up on him. They just show his like the full body. He was like in a distance. It was like, okay. It was like I expected.
If he came out, it would be funny. If he came out then, they should have did like a split screen of him and Sagat from Street Fighter. Be like, who did it better?
Yeah, for real.
That'd be a dope meme.
Yeah, for real.
Like cosplay, like yo, you would kill that at BlurCon. Real rap. That's another thing. Real quick, there have been a couple times I've been at a couple of conventions where they cosplayed as Doom.
Yeah, when I showed you in BlurCon, that was on point.
Well, yeah, but I seen that at Auticon a couple of years prior to that. Yeah. So it's like, you know, he was for the Blurs. He was for the real hip hop heads, and he was also for the Blurs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. All you not knocking the dudes that doing anything out in the street hustling, whatever. Y'all got y'all niggas. We don't have a lot that don't speak for us, the regular people or the Blurs. That's why I rocked with Doom more. I rocked with Rhapsody more. I rocked with Murs more. Murs at one point in time was in my top 10. You know what I'm saying? And he's still like in my top 20 or whatever. But I still rock with him. You know, and guys like Little Brother. You feel me?
Yep.
So yeah, man. This was a huge loss just for hip hop, period, man. And back to what you were saying about the younger generation, it's a trip with them because when rest in peace to XXX Tentacion. But they was like, R.I.P. to GOAT. And I'm like, they barely put out a project. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They had a couple of joints, and some of them might be like, well, it's the same thing with Big. Slow your roll.
They said the same thing about Pop Smoke, too. They were calling him to, well, Nipsey, too. But Nipsey, to me, he was like, he represented the whole Cali, and also, too, what he was doing all outside of the music. I think it just messed up. It was just messed up. Period. That someone that was just jealous. You know what I'm saying? And also too, it was a rumor that it was a hit, but it was like still sad. Like someone was trying to do good in the community, and you just hate them.
Judas did that with Jesus.
Yeah.
Nipsey said, "Fuck rapping. I'm a street legend."
Yeah.
That makes every bit of sense. Because yes, he's rapping, he's doing his thing, but he's hustling, and he had these ideas. He was hustling, trying to get stuff out. And when you listen to his, when you listen to Victory Lap, like he's telling cats like, yo, it's cool to have the fly stuff, and but get your bread up. Think
Mm-hmm.
about investing. Think about doing other things with your money. Because how you think all the rappers that you look up to are in their position.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People don't know that, Nas didn't make music for a while because Nas invested in the ring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's good in that sense. We know
Mm-hmm.
what Jay about, stuff like that. So he was trying to help these guys, help the younger people that listen to his music to be like, yo, pay attention to this aspect of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay that you want this, you want that, but you got to make sure you have a strong head on your shoulders and you know what you're doing with your money.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one thing I've said this before in the podcast that's missing within our community as a whole. And more of us that have, I feel that are blessed enough to kind of get out of what they were in or get out of their hoods and stuff like that should go back. Should do what Nipsey do and kind of like, if you could set up some type of a seminar or just teach one person and just go from there. You know what I mean? It's just been there for a minute. I ain't tripping. Um, so uh so yeah, so it's like same thing with Juice World. I could say Juice World was talented. I wouldn't be against listening to his stuff at the times I've heard him freestyle. Like he's not bad. He's not that bad of an artist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like gotta do more. Pop Smoke. The thing with Pop Smoke, because what I've noticed with now in music, especially in rap, they won't call you a goat or a legend because of your rhyme skills. Sometimes they call you that because of a style that you introduced the world to.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're going to consider Chief Keef a legend because he brought in the drill. He introduced the world to drill. Him and Young Chop. They're doing the same thing with Pop Smoke because of the Brooklyn drill. You know what I mean? Um, and then you know what T.I. did with trap, and others, and countless others did with trap. You feel me? So, um, I kind of get it on that end because like we look at Master P like okay, he might not have been the best rapper, but what he did for for Southern hip hop,
New Orleans.
what was amazing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What a lot of there's a lot of legends in Houston rap, but what they've done in that scene is amazing. Same thing over in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I didn't listen to Mac Dre, but I respected when people gave Mac Dre his flowers and gave him his props for
Mm-hmm.
that sound that he provided in Oakland and what he did, in that area. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of get on that end, but certain artists is just like, granted, it might have been a generation thing where it may not be for us, but for those kids, they rock with it. Same thing with a King Vaughn. But, it's like, if anything, give people their props while they here, and you really gotta pay attention to the music because there's a difference between being a legend, being a vet, and there's also and yes, being whack does exist. And a lot of you niggas just need to stop being sensitive about this shit and deal with the fact that y'all niggas is whack. Rest in peace
Whack
to
is
MF Doom.
whack. So yeah. So Tommy, you got anything else to say? I was gonna move on. I was gonna say we're definitely we're doing real quick. I just want to say that he was definitely one of the most mysterious, definitely unorthodox, eccentric MCs there was, and and especially too since we found out about his passion on New Year's Eve, but he passed away on
And
Halloween 2
Halloween.
months ago. And it's crazy how like that just like adds to the mystery and of his career and life. And I understand the families. I mean, I understand they
Yeah, I think
privacy.
that was the family wishes or something. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I understand that privacy and all that, but it's like I understand. Like, I mean, they was like, yeah, before they year old, they gotta let the people know. And my question is also too is like it's kind of how it was when Chadwick, how he kept his battle private and only like a few folks, like his family, and probably like not that many people like his peers knew about it. Only like people, only like his agent, his stylist, or like they knew his, but not like I thought I thought like Michael B. Jordan and all them
Like
cause they
Ryan
was
Coogler,
yeah, cause they was like real close doing for doing while making Black Panther. I thought they knew. I thought they knew too, but they didn't know. But with Doom, I was like, understand the family's intentions, but also too, I was curious to know like did they knew or they figure out like it's just like everybody else. Same thing with Ghost. Same thing with what I'm saying, Stone Stroll. I forgot the founder. Peanut Butter.
Peanut Butter Wolf.
Yeah, Peanut Butter Wolf. So I was like, yeah, between Prince Paul, so I was like, yeah, I was curious about that, but definitely he's definitely gonna be sorely missed, and also too thank you. I want to say thanks for like Special Herbs and Spices. That was the instrumental album that he had, all his self-produced. That was like that got me
all
through.
his stuff.
Yeah, that got me through college, especially with Mad Villain. Actually, I learned from Mad. Actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. It was Mad Villain, and also too, one of his best guest features was on De La's Rock Cocaine Flow. Yeah. I kind of wish that him and De La did more collaborations. But yeah, the Danger Doom, and it sucks that we didn't get another Mad Villain and another
or the Doom
Danger Doom. Yeah, and the Doom Stars that they've been talking about it forever. So yeah,
he was also on the Gorillaz' second album.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And he did some stuff with Radiohead's Tom
York.
Yeah, and
I did peep something that he did, but I didn't. I saw it pop up, but I didn't check it out.
Yeah, he paid his respects too, and he did a remix to one of the Mad Villain songs. I forgot which one it was, but yeah. But I want to move on and it's definitely rest in peace to Doom. But also,
I got one more. Oh, sorry. I got one more thing. I want to tell people about one thing to check out. And it kind of goes with, you have people that think that if you play underground rap music at a party, it ain't going to go, right? It won't move a crowd, right? I'm going to say, if y'all check out Boiler Room, Madlib did a Boiler Room set 2016 in Brazil. And at the tail end of the party, he plays accordion, right? Actually, I have something to add to that. You know how when you play a song at a party, the DJ's doing this thing, and then when a certain part hits, the DJ kind of stops it so the people can rap to the certain line or say the certain. So accordion, when it gets to the part where he's like, when he hits the mic, the place be like, and he stopped it, and then everybody was like, "Oh yeah." Loved it. Just keep an eye out, like stopped it again. Like, aye, Captain. I think on the part where he's like, can get more cheese than Doritos, Cheetos, Fritos. It was so many times where he did that stop and go thing with that song, and the crowd was with him that whole time. And it was like, yo, that is sick. And then what blew my mind even more was years before that, Darnell Jones came out with an album in between 06, 08. Tim and Bob did some production. They sampled accordion. and I lost my mind.
Yeah.
They sampled it. I was like, oh snap. You know what I'm saying? And so and then Doom did his thing with Tuxedo, the third album they put out. So yeah. Um and I agree with B with the special herbs and all that. When you have these producers that put out these instrumental albums, I feel like they're our version of jazz records, of jazz joints.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like the Dooms, the Dillas, the Mad Libs, the Nujabes, the Blockheads, Cooking Soul, and guys like and the younger lo-fi people like Ginseng, AK420, um, Onra, and even Damu the Fudge Monk, who's been around for a minute, who's from the DMV. Like they provide some amazing beats and amazing music, which is our Miles, our Coltrane, our Mingus, our Thelonious Monk, and stuff like that. So and like I said, man, Mad Villainy '04 that summer, I played that album, the Pretty Tony album by Ghostface, and Little Brother the Listening album to death, and along with the Justice League mixtape. So Mad Villainy, you know what I mean, really helped me, you know. And I go back to that album. Even when I lost it one time, I bought it again. If I had vinyl, I would buy the vinyl. If I had a record player, I would buy the vinyl. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of my favorite albums, and he's one of my favorite MCs of all time. So yeah.
So I want to also too, before Doom, there were two other pioneers in hip hop. One was a musician, one was a dancer. That passed away before Doom, and that happened around this. Pretty much one happened the week before Christmas, and one doing that after Christmas. Actually, before New Year's. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is Ecstasy, aka John Fletcher. He was 1/3 of the legendary group Whodini. He was the best known, rocking the Zorro hats, the black leather Zorro hats. The founding members of Whodini. So he was definitely sorely missed. And it's crazy too, because like not many people will talk about Whodini, because they were the ones that definitely paved the way during the, you know, the golden age of 80s hip hop. And to me, Ecstasy, he was definitely he just had that, you know, the ideal 80s hip hop flow and rap style, you know, to me, and the voice, yeah, and that voice, yeah, and that voice too. He was definitely like the ideal. Like if someone asks you, yeah, what was 80s hip hop like? just rock some Whodini. It's just like play some Whodini
till after dark and all that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah, so definitely a huge loss. Yeah, but
Doom sampled Friends.
Yeah, he did.
How many of us have them?
So that was like, you know, Friends. One Love is my joint, and Funky Beat.
One Love.
And Freaks Come Out at Night.
Mm-hmm. With a young Jermaine Dupri with a Jerry curl pop locking in the video.
Yeah. And what's the other joints? The 7 Minutes of Funk. Yeah. 7 Minutes of Funk.
That was Whodini? 7 Minutes of Funk?
I'm sorry. Let me piggyback. I got it wrong because it's an old. The 7 Minutes of Funk. That's a sample too. That's the one that the sample to Ain't No with Jay and Foxy. So I'm trying to get it right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's that one too. 5 Minutes of Funk. 5 Minutes Funk by Whodini. The 7 minutes is the Jay-Z sample. So yeah, 5 minutes by Whodini. 5 Minutes of Funk. That was another joint. So that was like Really.
I want to go back to Doom real quick because I'm sorry. It's just that go back to the production. You talk about samples.
Mm.
This man took JJ Fad Supersonic.
Mm-hmm.
He took the beatbox part of it,
Yeah.
looped
Yeah.
it, and on top of it added Anita Baker's Sweet Love piano, along
Yep.
with the super.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing beats I've ever heard in my life.
It was.
Another and also a few years ago, Master Ace put out an album called M.A. Doom, Son of Yvonne. I always BS'd on listening. I finally had a chance to listen to it. Please, if I haven't, check it out. If you're a Doom fan and you like his instrumentals, the instrumentals that Master Ace picked, they sound very crisp and amazing.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And please, go check that out. Check out Cooking Soul put out a Doom Christmas album. And I forgot the name of the orchestra, but there's an orchestra that put out a Doom joint, like a Doom tribute album, a couple years ago. Kind of like how El Michelle or El Michael's Affair did with Wu-Tang. So yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I know. But I definitely remember the Master Ace joint. But any y'all got y'all thoughts on Ecstasy on Whodini? Y'all.
Oh man, I've always said, and I always try to go back to listen to, music, if not before my time, but also around my time when I was too young. You feel me? And Whodini was one of those groups that I've been meaning to check out like that, and I always knew about Friends, but I remember, again, showing my age, Rap City, Old School Wednesdays, and One Love came on the screen. And I remember, we on the phone talking while Rap City's on and we watching the One Love video. We see each other, we try to do the dance moves and everything in the joint. We did it on Christmas Day. We playing the song, me, him, and our other cousin Jay, shout out to Jay, we doing the dance moves, just in the kitchen, paying homage. So I was a fan of One Love. I mean, Freaks Come Out at Night still hits to this day. You put that on, it's still gonna slap, man. So yeah, man. R.I.P. to Ecstasy, man. Word.
Tommy.
R.I.P. to Ecstasy. I was lucky enough to see Whodini perform live once. It was Afran. And it was Whodini performed, Biz Markie, MC Light. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody too.
We got to keep Biz Markie in prayer. Continue to keep Biz Markie in prayer.
Definitely.
And that's what and no doubt for that. Absolutely with Biz. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that because I thought that it might have been a rap and nobody had said anything or I hadn't heard nothing or whatever. But no doubt. But
same thing with Scarface. I'm like, yo.
Scarface?
Yeah, he had COVID, and also too, COVID definitely been messing. He's a diabetic anyway. Diabetic. So yeah, it's like definitely taking a toll on him. So it's like that's crazy. But also Whodini to me personally, that was like one of the first. That was like one of the first acts that I remember when I started learning about hip hop. Was Whodini because my father had their tape, the greatest hits and all that. So that was like they was like the first people I knew about when it came to hip hop. So yeah.
He had the greatest hits back in.
I'm sorry, not the greatest hits. Actually they did. They did. They did have the greatest hits. Because I was like,
I'm saying when was the greatest hits?
Yeah,
they
like
come out in like 85. They'll be in 1988. The greatest hits of Whodini.
No, it was like 87, 88.
That's still kind of short.
No, then they still had cause they already had like 2 albums, but I'm trying to think. I think he had the first album, 'Cause I remember I see the
Okay.
cover, but they it's funny because like they had the same cover and they used that again for the Greatest Hits. So I don't know. I think he did have the first album, but anyway.
Okay.
But definitely they were like actually the first ones that when it came to my knowledge of hip hop, it was like the first ones I remember. But I'm gonna go ahead and like move to another person. Like I said, he was a dancer. Shabba-Doo, and he was best known as Ozone from Breakin 2. And he had the hat. He was rocking the hats too. So it was like, yeah, those. But it was funny. He started out. He was a dancer. Period. He was on Soul Train. He was one of the Soul Train dancers, and he was originally one of the founding members of the iconic breakdancing crew called the Lockers.
Yep.
Yep. So they were the ones that originated the pop lock, the locking.
Pop lock. Yep.
Yeah.
Pop locking, people, be clear. Pop locking is West Coast. Breakdancing is East Coast. I'll make that clear, all right?
Yep. So, but yeah, he passed away, and it was crazy because he posted the day before he passed that he was negative when he took the test for corona. But he was under the weather for a while, and so yeah, he posted like the day before he passed. He posted that he was negative, and he said he was getting better and all that, and then the next day he passed. So it's crazy. Rest in peace to him. And Breakin, that was like definitely childhood. So yeah. So Tommy, if you did like posted that picture of the house or the thing upside down, I was like, yeah, you break dance upside down. Like, yeah. So like
Yeah, it would have
Who did it
been an
better?
accidental fit.
Who did it better, Shabba-Doo or Lionel Richie?
Shabba-Doo. Actually, speaking of Shabba-Doo and Lionel Richie, he was on All Night Long. He choreographed that.
Choreographed it?
Yeah, the music video, and he was in Shaka Khan's "I Feel for You." Him and Turbo.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that was a breakdancer joint.
Yeah, both of them was on
Lionel
Richie and Shaka. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Also too, this was something I didn't know. He choreographed the performance of 3 6 Mafia's
I didn't know that either.
Academy Awards when they won for It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. So
that is crazy, yo.
Yeah, so he definitely rest in peace. He it's funny, people talk about how cheesy that film is, but it's an iconic film, both of them. So it's like
the same thing with Wild Style.
Yeah. Yeah, but Wild Style, I mean, to me it wasn't that cheesy than Breakin. It was
I would say cheesy, but the acting wasn't that good.
Yeah. I mean, half the acting, acting wasn't bad, period, in most of the 80 films anyway. If you want to go back to what's it called, Crush Groove, the acting wasn't all that great either. Right. And also
no, it was not.
And Run DMC's Tougher Than Leather, that wasn't all that great either, the acting. So yeah. Definitely came along.
They did not have Michael Jackson's directors at that time.
So yeah. Yeah. So
Mike was like, I need somebody that can act. Get this bitch out of here.
Yeah, but
wow.
Rest in peace to those three legends, man. Doom, Shabba-Doo, Ecstasy, man.
No doubt. Rest in peace.
Yeah. But even though we still in the first week of 2021, let's talk about.
We're not even in the first week. The first week, we just started the first week, first full week, honestly.
I said we still in it. We still in it. So it's
still in it. Yeah. We just started it. Yeah. Sunday. Yeah.
So pretty much, let's go back to 2020 and talk about, even though it's been a hell of a year, but definitely talk about definitely good as far as like the favorites in music and movies that we felt was great. And so who wants to start it off?
I guess I will.
I
I gotta
enjoyed Power
start doing
Book
it on my
2.
phone.
Like, no, actually, though, for real. And we was talking about this beforehand. As Sean gets his list and everything back together. 2020 for me
I
was
got it. I
just
just gotta read it like this, but
it was a blur of just bad shit happening. You know what I mean? So you had everything actually started out pretty good. You know what I mean? And then March hit, and it was
yeah, it
like,
was regular,
whoa.
regular.
Yeah, everything was all good. And then March came, boom, and it was like, oh, there's this virus. Oh, okay. And then it was like, oh wait, yeah, maybe you should just kind of chill out and relax and not don't do too much. You know what I mean? Then it was like, you know what? Yeah, you gonna need a mask if you're gonna be out in public. You know what I mean? And it was like, dang, well, how's it transmitted? Can you just get it off a surface? You know, like this is probably the closest thing that folks who were not around for the AIDS epidemic in terms of when all of that started taking off and you didn't really know what was going on. You just knew it was a sexually transmitted disease. This is just
Yeah.
like, well, shit, can I just get it just being outside? You know, you got water droplets hanging in the air. They can stay in the air for however long. Stay 6 feet apart. Oh, shit. I was actually 20 feet apart. I still got it. Oh, it's like, it was crazy. And, fast forward, you just didn't even think that it would still be a thing. You know what I mean? Um, Throughout the entire year. So it was just kind of like, okay, going out. I, the way I proceeded was, if I needed to be somewhere, I would go. You know what I mean? If I needed to do something, I would go, but stay masked up. At one point, I had like the latex gloves, you know what I'm saying, going around, you be in a grocery store with your gloves on, go to the gas
Mm-hmm.
station, pumping your gas, got the gloves on. Uh, Hand sanitizer became a premium, toilet paper became a premium, paper towels became a premium. You know what I'm saying? Lysol wipes, so little disinfectant wipes became like a premium. I was like, yo, fam, I would have racked up at BJ's had I known that them joints would be like gold bricks at one point. Yeah, man, it was just a blur. So it was kind of like, and then 45 got voted out. So thank God for that. Even though he started some madness and all of that still going on. You know what I mean? Everybody vote January 5th down in Georgia for the Senate races if you haven't. Um, those Georgia state residents. But yeah, man, Dr. Fauci became a household name. 45 was talking about injecting yourself with disinfectant at one point. Like, I don't know, maybe you can shine some light on it. It's like a cleanser. Yeah, it was just a blur, man. It was just a blur for me. So thankfully nobody that I was like really close to got super, super sick or really in danger of like losing their life or losing the battle with COVID. Some people had contracted it, had to quarantine, had some tough moments at times, but nothing actually got to the point where it was like, oh my God, they're in the hospital and can't nobody see them and their family can't be around, and you know, all of that. But yeah, that's 2020 was the year of COVID, and it was just like, what next? And so I'm just happy that the year's over. I mentioned to y'all like earlier, you know, I finally broke down and got with the streaming music subscription. And so I got a whole lot of music to catch up on. And seeing as how I think we still going to be indoors for another however many months, I don't know. I still don't think it'll get back to people feeling comfortable being out and about and resuming their regular lives and regular activities, so to speak, and being them around, you know, a lot of people and so forth. Probably till next year, even with the vaccine, which they're currently distributing very slowly to this point. So, yeah, man. So that's where I'm at with it. And I'm just kind of looking forward to 2021. And, you know, now that we've had basically a year to kind of get adjusted to this, now I can proceed and operate and, you know, still consume different things, TV, movies, music, and, you know, just expand the carry-out game.
Shout out to DoorDash.
Shout out to DoorDash. Shout out to Grubhub. You know, shout out to them local, you know, restaurants and neighborhood spots that's still around and been holding it down. You know what I mean?
Right. Feel that 100%.
So now let me just talk about y'all list. Let me hear what y'all put down.
I was about to say, because I was ready, like in the midst of you, you know, talking about it. She was talking about earlier. 2020 was for you. So I'm gonna just do the music thing. I didn't listen to a lot of R&B. I need to listen to more R&B. So I only picked out like 10 albums. I can't even say albums because some of them are EPs, projects that really, you know, resonated with me, that I, you know, really, really enjoyed and went back to and stuff like that. So, and they're in no particular order. So I'm gonna go with "It Was Good Until It Wasn't" by Kehlani. Mr. Dragon Ball Durag himself, "It Is What It Is," Thundercat. After Hours by The Weeknd. The Album by Tiana Taylor. Life on Earth EP by Summer Walker. After World by Brent Fayez. Forgive me for, you know, mispronouncing his last name. Studying Abroad by Masego. Anniversary by Bryson Tiller. Opia by Savannah Ray. Therapy by Otis Kane. And I threw in there Positions by Ariana Grande. So those were the R&B albums that I rocked with. Eventually, I'll go back and listen to John Legend's album, Brandy's album, and a few other people have put out some projects that I meant to go. Division. And I want to say Party Next Door. And never listened to Chloe and Holly, but I want to check out. I heard great things about their project, the Ungodly album. You know what I'm saying? Now, my bread and butter, not bread and butter, but you know, one of my favorite things, hip hop and rap. This was a hard list for me to put together because there was some stuff that I just, you know, I had to actually go back and forth with. Like, do I want to keep this? Do I want to? I don't know. You know, So I kept finding myself going back to certain albums and just have it like that internal battle. Like, should I add this or should I just make it a like an honorable mention? So we'll see. So again, no particular order. I would be cheating if I said everything Griselda put out. So I narrowed it down to 3 albums from them. Pray for Paris by West Side Gun, King to a God by Conway, Burden the Proof by Benny the Butcher, Detroit 2 by Big Sean, Good News by Megan Thee Stallion, King's Disease by Nas, Allegory by Royce the 5'9", Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs, and Alchemist Miles by Blue and Exile, As God Intended by Shay Noir and Apollo Brown. Give me 1 second. Sorry. There's a brother by the name of Ransom who put out like a series of EPs with this young producer. It was like on some it was kind of like
This is
movie
not
inspired.
old. Is this a new dude named Ransom or another dude? Ransom who's been around for a minute.
He's been around for a minute.
Okay.
Like he used to rock with. I think he was on Static's label for a minute.
He's been on like some Clue tapes.
I guess
back
so.
in the day, possibly.
I didn't know he was on any Clue tapes. The only people I remember from Clue tapes for real was Joe Button, Fabulous, and Paul King. I'm trying to find the names of his projects. They are. Oh, Google doesn't want to work with me right now. I'll get back to him. Director's cut. That's what they're called. And there's 3 of them. Yeah. So those 3, and they're like anywhere between with Nicholas Craven. Yeah, Ransom and Nicholas Craven. Director's cut. Scenes 1 through 3. Music to be Murdered by Eminem. Logic's quote last quote album. Forgot the name of it.
No pressure.
I don't think that. Yeah, thank you. I don't think that's his last because he actually has 1 album left on his contract with Def Jam. But yes, No Pressure by Logic, Reasonable Drop by Stove God Cooks, My Turn by Lil Baby, Mount Marcy by Rock Marciano, Only for Dolphins by Action Bronson, RTJ4 by Run the Jewels, and 7 Down, 8 Times Up by Elzar. So many other projects, man, that I found myself listening to and enjoying, and I'll probably bring them up in, I guess, casual conversation when we bring up rap or whatever. But man, in the midst of the BS that kind of comes out of what they claim is hot or whatever, there was still, some amazing albums that came out. You know what I'm saying? So that's my list for the movies and all of that. I mean, I watched some stuff on Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that, and I remember the last time I even been to the movies before COVID hit was Photograph with Issa Rae, but I like the one that she did with Camille Nanjiani called Lovebirds. I liked the Scooby movie. I liked Onward. Soul was cool. Um, the movie with the little sci-fi movie with Jamie Foxx that was on Netflix. That was
Project
cool. The second Borat film was hilarious. The second My Hero Academia movie was pretty good. And that is all that I can think of. So still need to watch Ma Rainey's joint. And yeah, that's all I got. So that's my list right there. Yep.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the movies first. So the movies, yeah, I have, like I said, I think the last movie I saw in theaters was Sonic the Hedgehog, and I saw like
Sonic was good too. Yeah.
2-3 hour films before that, like that whole month of January and February. And I definitely took advantage on the whole whatever movies that was on the streaming services on Netflix and Amazon. And then also too, so and also movies that was out during that time in February and March, but and then I didn't get a chance to see them, but I got a chance to see it when it was on like HBO. So I'm gonna go ahead. So the first one is actually an independent film that I saw on. I was at a film festival virtually, the Black Star Film Festival, and they had this movie called Dark City Beneath the Beat, and it's created by TC the Artist. She's a local rapper from Baltimore. I mean, she's from Florida, but she spent most of her life in Baltimore, and then she became known, got her career known in Baltimore, and started with the club music scene and things of that nature. So pretty much it was a movie, part documentary, part musical, that explored the history, the culture, the artists of club music in Baltimore, and also too, they had like little social
I wanted
elements.
to check that out, yo.
Yeah, it was good. It was like she had it at all the film festivals, Sundance, and all that.
Wasn't she signed to MIA? One more time. Who was the girl from Baltimore? She was into the club scene heavy, and she was signed to MIA. She was an artist. That was her.
Oh, you talking about Shorty that was on 21 Jump Street?
She was at the 22 Jump Street. Yeah, that's not her.
Yeah, I forgot her name. Started with an R. Yeah, she was on. But now this is TT the Artist, and this film, Issa Rae, she produced the film on her company.
Issa or Lisa?
Insecure.
Okay, Issa Rae.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
So,
you said Issa Rae before. Okay.
So yeah, it was definitely a great. It was, like I said, part documentary, part musical. She explored the element, the culture itself, the artists, past, all the DJs, past, present, and future, and also to the whole, the dance battles, and also she also during that time talk about how Baltimore as a whole with the crime, how the social aspect about it, and also too it was a couple of like people that she that lost their lives from gun violence in Baltimore, and that was like really was it a dancer or artist, pay respects to them, and also she also paid respect to the
LGBTQ community.
Yeah, I really don't want to mess up the whole letters. Yeah, and then club music is also a big thing, in that community as well. So that was great. So I saw that in the festival. I don't know when it's gonna like be on HBO or Netflix. Hopefully soon. But she's the whole past year she was on the whole film festival. Every film festival she was in it. So the second one is a Netflix film called A 4-Year-Old Virgin. That was great.
That was dope.
Yeah, so that was a good one. The third one, I want to say Uncork is another film on Netflix. That was a good one too. Just Mercy, even though it was
late last year, late 2019.
Yeah, it selected as in late 2019, but it actually, became nationwide opening that January.
Mm-hmm.
So Soul, that's my 5. 6 is a movie called Sylvie's Love, with Tessa Thompson. It was on Amazon Prime. You can catch that right now. Sylvie's Love. Also, if Tom, you want to keep going or just we
What
got
you mean?
the Photograph. That was a good one. The 8th.
Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield.
Stanfield. Yeah, that was good. That was like
so. That was good.
Yeah,
was it a romantic comedy or was
no?
it?
It was more. It was a romance, but it had a little comedy into it, but it was mostly some drama too. Mostly drama, really.
Okay.
It had some funny parts to it, but yeah, it was mostly romance and a little drama. But it definitely, to me, it was good. To me, it was like definitely the 2020s version of Love Jones in a way. But it was still nice though. It was like I like the chemistry between her, Issa and Lakeith. That was good, and also too the music soundtrack was on point, and the direction and all that, and the cast too was great. Moving on, my number 8 is Miss Juneteenth. It was an indie film as well that came out, but BET they showed it. They premiered it on I think around Thanksgiving. But that was a good one. You can catch it on Amazon too. On it's called Juneteenth. It was about this mother. She was like took place in Texas, and she was like the pageant for African American females, teenage at the time for the Miss Juneteenth around the holiday, and she won it back in the day. And she was trying to get her daughter now to run to go for the pageant. And then my 9th is the Five Bloods. Number 10, I'm gonna go with Miles Rainey, Black Bottom. I got some honorable mentions. One is Tenet. To me, I know we talked about it before.
You was right, man. You can't be sleeping on Tenet. You got to be locked in.
Yeah.
And focused.
Yeah, and watch it.
Because you will be like, the fuck? Wait.
Yeah.
So I got through probably a good hour 45, maybe 2 hours. And then I just felt like, you know what? I need to just rewatch this again.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish the rest of it. I was like, let me go back and rewatch again.
Yeah. Tenet. So it was like, definitely like, you got to remind it back. Especially, I don't know if, I mean, you asked me before, the last episode, would you go, like, if you saw it in theaters, would you have that same, like, to me, like, I don't know, because, like, maybe I would have been, like, definitely really confused when we seen it in theaters.
Definitely would have had to go see it again.
Yeah. But if, since, you get on Blu-ray and things of that nature, you definitely can rewind it back and all that thing that matter.
I do agree with you. It was like a Inception. It was like an Inception kind of theme, if you will, where you have several things going on within, it's like multiple layers, so to speak, of events happening.
Yeah, Chris Nolan definitely F around.
Yeah, that's just his whole. That's his thing right there, man.
Yeah, he definitely like effed around with the whole concept of time travel.
Yeah.
And going back and forth in the past. Yeah, and also he definitely played around that heavily, the whole theory about time traveling. And that was definitely I gotta say it's not one of his best. I wanna say like maybe if we watch again and also to talk about it years later, you say, yeah, it was definitely great. But it was like I would say definitely I will definitely recommend go seeing, and then like it's a lot. It's still some things to like you got to understand and pick up Like,
Yeah, because I still didn't quite get, like, it wasn't exactly time travel, you know what I mean?
yeah,
The way I was thinking about it,
right,
but it was sort of like a wrinkle of that.
yeah,
And
true.
I hadn't quite figured it out in my head
It was a
exactly
wrinkle in time, really.
what
Yeah,
happened.
real time. Yeah, I was gonna say that. So yeah, but definitely like the
No, nigga, it
visuals.
was not a wrinkle in time.
You the one that said it's a wrinkle.
But not in time.
But you said it dealt with time travel. So it was a wrinkle in time.
Yeah, real time.
Uh-huh.
The visuals and the action was on point.
True.
I would say like the pacing kind of could have got a little bit. I mean, he's known to make a 2 hour and 30 minutes.
How long was it? It was over 2 hours?
Like 2 hours and 40. So it was like, yeah, it was like, yeah, definitely.
You gotta have intermission if you watch it at the crib.
Right.
But I did also kind of feel like John David Washington's did a good job in the film from what I saw. The parts that I have seen, I started looking like, yo, this. It was some scenes that was kind of like James Bond, like the scenery, not even the action parts. It was just like, dang, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
okay,
you can
just
tell
walking up, talking to this rich white woman who is,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it was a James Bond inspired. To me, I think it was like Chris Nolan's like FU to the like anybody that like had a problem if James Bond was black. To me, in my opinion, that's why I looked at it.
Respect it.
Yeah, I that's why someone who was it, Screen Rant or Cinema Blend? They made an article.
Blend.
Yeah, they made an article. They did an article that like talked about how like Chris Nolan, like Tenet was like their way, like his like love letter or FU to like those that say like, oh, James Bond can't be a black person. So like, yeah, that's definitely how I took it to. But yeah. So piggyback, hey Sean, to piggyback where when you left, I don't know if you heard. Well, I mentioned like number 5 was Soul, number 6 was Sylvia's Love, 7 was The Photograph.
Yes, I enjoyed
8,
that.
Number 8 was this indie film called Miss Juneteenth. You can catch it's on Amazon. It was good. And the 9 I said Five Bloods, and 10 is Mind's Running Black Bottom.
Five Bloods was amazing.
Yeah, Mind's Running Black Bottom.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's still on the list. Yeah.
So I said I got honorable mention. So I started with Tenet. So yeah, moving on.
Okay.
Another honorable mentions I have is The Old Guard with Charlize Theron, that Netflix film that came.
I liked the Old Guard. I like that.
Yeah, they're gonna do a sequel.
I'm ready for the sequel. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I want to read the graphic novel.
Yeah, that's it.
I can find that. Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Gina Prince by the Wood. She became the first Black woman to direct a comic book adaptation. So, you know, of course, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, you know, of course, Nina DaCosta, she's gonna get, you know, for Marvel. But you know, Gina Prince, she was the first one, and also too, don't forget about Ava. She got her DC film.
Naomi.
No, that's the New Gods. The New Gods.
She's doing the New Gods.
Yeah.
So who's doing Naomi?
She is. She's producing.
Because I know Naomi's a show. Okay.
Yeah, she's producing. Okay. She's producing for the CW.
I didn't know about the New Gods.
Yeah. So she's doing that, and also too, I'm gonna say DMZ. Yeah, it's she got like 3 projects with DC that she's doing, and that's
DMZ.
I think I said it right. Because Rosario Dawson, she's in it, and they just finished that before the pandemic.
Oh, really, Rosario? You're just going to switch? You all over the place, ain't you? Your Marvel, your Star Wars, and now your DC. You're getting that money. I see what you're doing. You're getting that blurred money. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, for real.
You're getting that nerd money. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
All right.
So, also too, other honorable mentions, I'm going to mention Jingle Jangle. That was a good Christmas movie.
Jingle Jangle was amazing. And I know some people that hate on that movie.
Yeah, because
I'm like, what the hell, yo?
Shout out to David.
I will watch.
Shout out to David Lee Talbot, Baltimore Zone. He directed it, and his wife. Yeah, that it came up.
I didn't know he's from Baltimore.
Yeah, he's
Shout
from
out to
Baltimore.
that.
Yeah.
All right. I remember commenting on somebody's thing about it because I know some people that are like harsh critics when it comes to movies.
Mm.
And I remember commenting, Jingle Jangle is greater than every Hallmark holiday movie. Fight me.
So who pulled up?
No one. Damn right. Like Ric Flair said, all you gotta do is walk down that aisle.
Oh man, that's
Whether
so
you like
wild
it
though,
or
man.
don't like it, learn to love it because
Yeah.
it's the best thing going to that.
I like what Ric Flair said it better, but I felt the energy.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, I can't
It's
do
the
Rich.
best thing going in.
Rick knew how to sell tickets, boy. I would watch his promos. He'd be like, Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, but it was, to me, I thought that was a good Christmas movie.
He'd be like, Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, ladies, if you know the name, say it. Slick Rick. Oh, I love it, ladies. You're making me blush. We're knocking them out, y'all.
Yeah.
We just came from Baltimore. We're going down to North Carolina. Then we're going to hit the Palladium in Miami. We're going to tear the place down. It's going to be me, Dusty Rhodes, Arn Anderson. It was just Lex Luger.
Oh man.
That wrestlers put me up against anybody. I don't care. I will show you why. I have this belt around my waist and take your shoes off. And these says, like he just knew how to sell tickets. He was amazing.
Yeah, but I want to definitely with Jingle Jangle, like for real, like I understand people like I saw that too on Facebook. Everybody was some of them they were just saying that because they're not like big on musicals. I'm not really that big either, but it's like I did have that.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a musical. I just
I knew. I mean, I saw the
musical.
previews, and I and I did hear that David Lee Talbot was involved, and and I was like, so I'm like, to me, I still had like respect for it because it was like original original Christmas movie, for
it's
us.
a blurred Christmas movie.
Yeah, for black folks.
All his
so
inventions and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also they took it into the Victoria period of like the Christmas Carol, but you see mostly black folk, and they hit the hairstyles was like still natural, like it was.
The kids
dope.
was that. The kids had a snowball fight and dancing the Afro.
That would be, yo. And Forrest Whitaker, of all people, busting the move, doing 2 steps. Like, yo.
He just 2 steps like, while the kids is just going in.
Yeah. And he can, like, he got a nice singing voice too. I was like, wow, okay.
A little bit.
Didn't know that. But,
but
the star.
I was surprised that Keegan Michael Key. I liked his song. That was pretty dope.
And Nika Nori Rose, my baby. One of my babies. She's she has talent. she's just a tough. I'm glad she's getting a lot more shine now, but definitely, she started doing Broadway.
For a minute.
Yeah, she was started out on Broadway anyway. But the star breakout definitely Melody,
the young lady,
Melody Mills. She's gonna be like definitely a star years to come, and definitely I just thought it was a Christmas film. Come on, y'all, it's Christmas.
Yeah, I thought it was real dope, man. Like, it's very creative. I didn't know he was a playwright.
Yeah.
So as I'm watching this, I was like, man, if he ever like, when things get better, and if this was like at a hippodrome or the Lyric, like I would definitely go see it. Like, I would watch that every Christmas.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I would too.
Honestly.
I mean, me too. I would.
You know what I'm saying?
And also the animation,
really
the puppet, all that. I thought that was cool too. How they did it, to tell the story and all that. And Felicia Rashad, I forgot. Yeah, she was in that too.
Felicia Rashad did a thing. I had
Ricky
a question
Martin.
at the end.
Yeah.
Ricky Martin did his thing. I had a question at the end, but I don't want to ask the question on like just in case people ain't never didn't get a chance to watch it. But yeah, it was just all around just a dope thing to watch, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So I thought it was cool. But yeah, definitely they already got like books, I heard, because they was interviewed on MSNBC, Daily Top and his wife, because she was producer as well. So I wouldn't be surprised. It'd be cool if they do like a musical and you see it on Broadway and things of that nature. That'd be dope. But let me move on to another honorable mentions. The Sound of Metal. It was on Amazon Prime. It stars Riz Ahmed, who was on the Night of. What else? Nightcrawler. What else he was been in? He's been in a lot of stuff. So he's a great actor. Period. And he's getting a lot of Oscar buzz for this performance. He played this rock drummer who lost his hearing, and so he went to it's like a rehab, but also to just a deaf community retreat to help him, learn how to do sign language and things of that nature. And yeah, it was definitely a good film as well, and he definitely deserved the mention of he might get nominated for an Oscar for that performance. And also, I thought it was dope how they, the sound design, the editing for the sound was like, it definitely it did a great job on like showing you what it feels like when you lose your hearing, and how things will sound when you lose your hearing and things. That's what you definitely hit. It was dope how they did with the editing with that. And also too, I thought shout out to them on talking about more about the deaf community as a whole. And also too, with sign language, and also too, people like when they lose their hearing, they like either they deal with it, or they like try to like talk. They also talk about how stressful it is. If you want to get implants, how expensive it is to get the implants. If you want to do that. So with the insurance and things of that nature, so I thought that was a good, really great how they explore everything with that. And also to the deaf schools and all that, they talk about that as well in the film. And I thought that was dope. Also, my last one, honorable mention, is The Way Back with Ben Affleck. It was a basketball film. He was
oh yeah, I was a little interested in that joint.
Yeah, it's on HBO. So that was that was good. That was real good. He did a good job on that. Also, I want to mention Project Power. That was cool too. The concept.
Another that was hating on that.
Yeah. Actually, me personally, I think they could have did a lot more, but I mean, it was cool for what it was. Yeah. A film that I wanted to put on the list, but I didn't get a chance to see it, and it's been getting a lot of the Trial of Chicago 7. I didn't get a chance to see. I'm still going to see that. Yeah, and
I thought you was going to say Wonder Woman 84.
So
yeah, so let me go on to my music.
Whoa, wait a minute. Because actually, I have not seen it. However, I have heard from a couple people that they were not too pleased with it.
Yeah,
it could have been better. It could have been better.
It was all over the place. The only good thing I'll say was Pedro Pascal's as Max Lord. He killed it.
He's great at what he does. He's great at being a villain. Now let me tell you something. I remember being on this podcast, and I said, I'm not sure about Kristen Wiig being Cheetah. And Simon was like, no, she's going to do a good job. Because she's an actor. And this, that, and the thing. She's a comedian. And I'm like, okay, let's see. Okay.
So,
she did a good job as Minerva. I'll say that. She did a good job as Minerva. Other than that, they could have found somebody else to play that character overhaul. As I was watching it, B, what's my girl name from The Kingsman that had blades for legs?
I don't know her name, but yeah, but
She would have been a better cheater than Kristen Wiig.
mm,
So you saying Kristen Wiig was trash?
she was cool. I thought. I mean,
She was all right.
it was like
She was all right.
I got a beef with the whole the villain origin story. You know, people that like they start out as a nerd and then they become, you know, because they did it so many
Evil.
times.
When they first introduced them to, I was thinking, oh, this is kind of like an extended version of Bruce Wayne and Edward Nygma.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But and certain stuff was just phony in it.
Mm.
Let me ask y'all this. Actually, on
Okay.
I think you got through your list, B. Yes.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I did.
You still gotta do his music.
Yeah, music.
Oh,
but, I will say that like Wonder Woman, like for real, yeah, it could have been better. Like I said, I just enjoyed.
She overall did a good job. Gal Gadot was amazing in it. I got to get used to her talking because sometimes when she talks, sometimes she kind of sounds like a robot. I don't know if it's because of her accent, but she still did a good job.
Yeah, and like I said, Pedro Pascal's performance as Max Lord, I thought it was dope. I just liked the whole. I thought he did a good job on that part.
Somebody compared. There's a meme that compared him to Lucifer from the show Lucifer.
Oh wow!
I was like, oh shoot, okay.
Mm.
I feel like just if we just talking about DC characters and films in general, I feel like they just totally dropping the ball on with respect to, you know, they had the Wonder Woman film, and then they had was it Justice League, where it was Wonder Woman was in it, Batman,
Flash,
Superman,
Cyborg, Batman. Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then, you know, it's been a few years. I know the pandemic happened, and you know, nobody could have foresaw that. But for them to have this Wonder Woman 84, which I imagine had it come out in theaters was supposed to be a blockbuster hit for them. They were hoping that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, promotionally, it was okay. It was cool. You know what I mean? I seen some stuff. The promos, the previews or whatever look dope. You know what I mean? Some of the graphics and some of the things that they showed. But I have not heard anybody who's seen it who sounded satisfied with what they put out.
And then there's an article about Rotten Tomatoes and how they messed up on their tomato meter.
Yeah,
because when I I think the weekend it came out, I saw it got a 63%, something like that. But when they would promote it elsewhere, it would be like it's what they call it, certified fresh. And I'm like, what? Let me check again. And it still says 63%. I'm like, y'all lying to the masses. And then somebody says how it went up to 88%. I'm like, I don't like the look of it. And
wow.
And
no, sir, I don't like
it. And so it was a thing of, I kind of disagree with what you were saying earlier, Tommy, because they had I would say Wonder Woman. I heard great things about Teen Titans Go to the movies, Shazam, Aquaman, and Joker, and Birds of Prey.
I like Birds of Prey. I thought it was cool. Nobody
I thought all of those I heard that I saw, the 5 I saw and liked. The one I didn't watch yet, that was the Teen Titans Go to the movies, but I heard great things about it. So they were on a roll. And then you just kind of like, okay, they on a roll. This Wonder Woman, since that first one was a banger, the sequel got a hit. You know, and then you also, so now it was just okay. Now you're relying on the Batman right now.
And don't forget the Justice League Snyder Cut.
and they talking crazy about this Snyder Cut. I'm like,
Yeah.
is this Snyder Cut really worth this hype? What, 4 years, almost 5 years of hype?
Mm.
Is it really worth this hype?
What
is
if it
so
never
different
comes
about
out like
this cut?
Detox?
It's coming out. It's just, I mean, it's coming out.
They talk about like HBO Max is like, oh no, we got it.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Okay.
Now, Brio, let me ask you this: what is Ray Fisher saying?
Yeah,
I saw an article.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. He's yeah,
he don't want to be
he's
Cyborg no more because he's done with Josh Whedon, right?
it was Josh Whedon and also to the head of Warner Brothers, you know, because he felt he was he been not harassed. He's been harassed and also dealt with some like verbal abuse. And yeah, he didn't like how he been treated during the time when he was filming the Justice League. So yeah, and also his beef was also with the head of the Warner. I forgot his name, but yeah, but he's done. Like after the Snyder Cut is over, it's crazy because they're supposed to do a Cyborg's film, but they gotta get a new person. And also he's supposed to been on the Flash, but he ain't gonna be involved because they're gonna start filming the Flash in spring, hopefully, if they can safely do it. But yeah, between the Snyder Cut, the Batman, to me personally, they should move that Batman back to 2021 instead of 2022, because people are already still hyped.
You mean move it up?
Huh?
You mean move it up so it comes out before? Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, to me,
I thought they might have still been filming though. No.
Yeah, they still filming, but
I
it's
thought
been
they
like
stopped because he had COVID.
Yeah, COVID. And also a couple of people had COVID too, but
they should incorporate COVID in the film.
They're still filming, but it's like
he got to fight the villain and he got to fight COVID.
But then they might look at him crazy because he's a man dressed as a bat.
So anyway,
yeah.
So anyway, so you got
Ace Bane did it better on his Justice League thing. Yeah. Ace Bane did it a lot better, and it was hilarious. I was good point.
Yeah. So
he got a damn good point.
But yeah, but cause the trailer, everybody still pumped over the trailer, and that was like they said that was like one of the best trailers in 2020. So everybody's still looking forward. They can't wait another year, 2 years for this for it to come out. But yeah, they still filming, and also too it's just crazy because you got the Flash. Yeah, it's gonna start filming. I don't know about the Aquaman too. I think they're gonna be filming around the same time. And then they're also trying to put in the Batgirl and Static Shock involved. Trying to get that film production hopefully coming up later this year.
I disagree, man. I don't think they should push it up. I think they should push it back. And they need to when outside open up for real, and people is like, yes,
officially.
They need to be ready to keep hitting them with the one after the next. You know what I'm saying? And they need to make sure that these joints is tough,
quality.
You know what I mean? Because
you're still behind Marvel.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And even if they are, let's say that every movie that they come out with in the DC series is a banger, they still going to be behind Marvel. But at least it's not going to be like, man, DC, you know what I'm saying? Like people, they'll respect it. They'll still want to check it out because the joints were entertaining. It was well done and all of that. But, Marvel is just so far ahead right now. It's like, even if y'all come with some bangers, you're not catching up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless Marvel just stumbles and, just has like a bad run. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think
and I don't see that happening for a while.
Ain't gonna happen. You might have like one movie that they did have like one movie that didn't do well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it's still like they still succeed. They still won.
Like I said,
I feel like
Ant-Man and Wasp wasn't the best out of that MCU to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like it was no purpose of it, but it did, it did all right for real.
Yeah.
People say what they want about Captain Marvel. I
I feel
watched
like
Captain
they did
Marvel
the
before I
Ant-Man
watched
and
Ant-Man and
Wasp
Wasp.
film just so that they could have like certain pieces within the like within Infinity War and that, so they could have like
I
those.
get that, yeah,
And then it was like, all
but
right,
at
well, we
this,
got to build out a whole shit around these
but it
characters.
didn't, but it didn't. To me, you didn't get that. You didn't get to that point with it until towards the ending credit scene when he goes into the quantum realm and he's stuck in the quantum realm because the Thanos snap happened.
Mm-hmm.
Other than like prior to that, that whole movie was about it was on some Seinfeld ish. It was a movie about nothing.
They just
So
had
it
they
was
had to
like
get it out there though, you know what I mean? So people would be familiar with the characters. So I agree
I
with you.
guess,
I agree with you.
and I get yeah. Thanks. It's like and you've seen other movies like that, like oh, it's popular, it's a hit. Person was a hit. We got to get this sequel out
Right.
because it's a hit.
Right.
And it's like
Right.
that's not necessarily the point. I get it. You trying to build off the momentum,
Mm-hmm.
but it's got to make sense, man. It got to. It's
Yo,
a whole that whole what Kevin Feige is doing with this whole MCU. Dang near every movie and even combining it with the shows makes
mm-hmm.
so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you're grasping it, and you're basing it off of story arcs from the comics. Things might get a
Yes.
little
You gotta
different,
do a little
but
different things, but yeah.
but you know what it's about, and it's still quality work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like with these DC joints, they kind of a little bit everywhere. Like the Wonder Woman joint and the Flash joint and the Aquaman joint are kind of in the same type of realm. The
Mm-hmm.
Suicide Squad and the Birds of Prey is kind of in the same realm, but that Suicide, the Birds of Prey, and the Justice League is a look. They're different. Batman is a whole nother different thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you did Joker, that was a whole nother different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying the same
So
thing
you're
with
It's
They saying the
they
same thing with what's the others? Yeah, they said
oh, Shazam is also with the Justice League thing. I'm gonna say.
yeah. And then the upcoming films with one of the Batman. Yeah, the Batman's probably a whole different. Yeah, definitely a whole different
Yeah.
alternate. So
Yeah. But
that's
see, they got it right when I think Henry Cavill, forgive me, saying his name wrong. I think he came back as Superman.
mm-hmm.
So now it's like, okay, how do you bring him in? You know what I'm saying? Because now you got your main guy. That now it's a way of how do you, and so far with
Yeah, the Suicide
how you did
Squad.
him was
Incredible.
okay. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, now how do you do that now? Now let's just say you want to do another Justice League or add a Batman. Who are you going to get if you want to include Batman in another Justice League or whatever? Like, are you going to get somebody else? Since this Matt Reeves joint, the one with Robert Pattinson, is a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do you find somebody else to play Batman in that realm where it's the Wonder Woman, the Aquaman, and all them? Like, how do you do it where it makes sense?
Yeah, because Marvel, they know how they got it. It's like yo,
Right.
and that's the
They
thing. But the thing they've been planning this for years back, and
Years.
DC is like,
Just
damn.
it's too late. It's too
Yeah.
late for them to kind of really shift course and do it like that, I think. But I will say this though, I think the main characters in DC that everybody knows, whether you are a fan of DC specifically, or just you've been exposed through TV shows or what have you coming up in the past or different movies, Batman and the different villains in that universe, but specifically Joker,
Mm-hmm.
Harley Quinn, I would say Bane, I would say the Riddler. You know, some of the villains they've had in
Two-Face.
some of the earlier Batman movies, and then
Rogue
and
Gallery.
even in the the animated series that have come out. And like Joker was dope. You know what I mean? I thought the Joker movie was dope. Loved it. Love how they just set the whole thing up. It was a dark film. You know what I mean? And I thought that was like, that could have been sort of like, if y'all want to really start tying these things together and building out the whole universe from a DC standpoint, that could have been the starting point. And then they could have brought Harley Quinn into the mix. They could have brought, done the Batman movie, and they just could have kept growing and flowing from there. I don't think Birds of Prey was bad, but I do think it was it wasn't as dark as I thought it probably
I thought Ian McGregor was a terrible villain. They did a poor job on the Black Mask. And I mean, he was funny in some parts, but it was like, to me, I thought he was still weak.
Zsasz was better in the comics. He was a lot crazier in the comics than what he was in that movie. But I kind of see what they were trying to do with Ewan's character in a sense of your typical, I'm a villain that own a club and I got power and money.
Yeah, he remember that scene that he was people was laughing and he was like, they're laughing about me. Go ahead and embarrass the girl or something. It was like, yo, bro.
Yeah. I just feel like these characters, even the Harley Quinn character, like I think Margot Robbie or Robbie, how you pronounce the name, like I think she was she looks like a Harley Quinn. You put the makeup on her, put the outfits on her, and what have you. You know what I mean? But it just didn't really feel like on that same level. Whereas with Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker was like, damn. Okay, they showed how this dude went from a normal dude to going crazy and becoming like a murderous psychopath.
Well, it's two different.
And you just want to see the evolution get even deeper with him after that movie. Harley Quinn, I'm like, this is like happy-go-lucky, like, oh, let's give the girls, let's give people the cutesy Harley Quinn, because everybody loves Harley Quinn and the look now. But
now,
I just want, well, not just now, but
for the past few years. So here's my thing with that. You're trying to compare apples to oranges. Joker and Harley is two different things. Joker, that was meant to be dark. That whole thing was about, a lot of people don't realize, because certain people get introduced to a lot of these superheroes. Me personally, I got introduced with cartoons, and then eventually I started reading comics. The more I started reading the comics, the more I realized Batman is more than just being a top-notch detective and fighting bad guys. A lot of the Batman stuff deals with mental illness and mental health. Joker had a serious mental health issue. So and he was being taken advantage of in the movie. He was being bullied, things of that nature, and stuff just wasn't going his way. And he snapped.
Yes.
So it was like, okay, this is, and he did what he did. With Harley Quinn with the Birds of Prey thing, it was meant to be more stylish. It was meant to she always had that type of energy where she was like, oh yeah, I could do this, I could do that, I'm hyper. But if you cross me, I'm crazy. and so it was her kind of going through her little heartbreak with the Joker and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So and then she befriended the other young ladies, the
Mm-hmm.
Huntress, Black Canary, you know what I mean. So it was one is to tell a story of someone's come up as what we know them as, and the other one was their
They were
freedom of a
already there.
toxic
Yeah,
relationship.
that's why the
And
name
they
of it was
kind of
Birds of
like
Prey. The
the
that long
emancipation of
title.
Harley
The
Quinn.
Yeah,
emancipation of her, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
long title.
So it was like, okay, and you saw what they were doing. I just kind of didn't like how they made the little girl, a little
Mhm.
thief or whatever. Well, maybe I
Mm-hmm.
gotta read up more on her because when she becomes older, she becomes part of the Bat family.
Yeah,
Um, but um, but yeah, uh, I like Birds of Prey for what it was.
yeah, I
I
did
would
too.
definitely watch that before Suicide. I'm curious what the Suicide Squad 2 is going to be like,
Yeah, the James
but
Gunn one. Yeah,
we'll see how that goes, man. But like you said earlier, at the end of the day, Marvel still got the leg up on DC.
hmm
But I would encourage people to, because I'm trying to do the same thing. Like you mentioned, everybody know about Batman or whatever. Like, if y'all can get to your local comic shops or whatever and read some, different stuff outside of Batman. Your Flashes, your Supermans, Titans, Teen Titans, Naomi. The Wonder Twins, stuff like that. Um, it's some dope stuff they doing. Some of their stuff is kind of dark, like the DC. I think that's kind of like their little Marvel Zombies thing,
hmm
and then you got the DC dark metal joints. You know, so I think, but they're going into a different approach with I forgot the name of the newer uh like series or whatever, the future something. But I
hmm
think this is the one where we mentioned earlier where um Lucius son is
Tim.
Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's a couple other different characters or whatever that we see in that.
But
So
Sean, I remember the last episode we was talking about Marvel, and I was talking about how, like, of course, how they got it together with the films, and I was talking about my theories on the how they're gonna do Black Panther 2 since Chadwick's gone, and also the controversy with Shuri and all that. And I do believe that, like I said in the last episode, that of course the multiverse is gonna play a big factor. Not only that, and also too with the Thanos snap, but mostly I had a theory with the multiverse. Of course, you want to see that in WandaVision and then Spider-Man and Doctor Strange from upcoming. But I think it's also going to play a role on the Black Panther. And I was telling Tommy how, like, there were other alternate Black Panthers in the comics other than
Mm-hmm.
Shuri and T'Challa, where it was like one, like they dealt with a multiverse where they had like the son of T'Challa in Storm, or they had another version of T'Challa and another version of T'Chaka. And they I was thinking about if they because I heard too they're gonna have it's a possibility there's gonna be two Black Panthers, so they're still gonna have Shuri. But to me, I think they will have. I'm thinking about like someone just like not to replace, T'Challa. I mean, yeah, the replacement for T'Challa really, but another male figure. But yeah, he won't be T'Challa though. I would say like definitely because I think it's stupid if they do the Killmonger thing. Because to me, I think the whole story, his story was complete.
people wanted that to happen too.
But
You know what I'm saying?
but yeah, but I definitely feel like they're gonna do something with the multiverse, and like it could be a male character. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but like it could be someone from the multiverse or things of that nature that like still had that male Black Panther to like just like I told Tommy about, like they did with the Born the Legacy, and how Jeremy Renner was, that new character.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Marvel gonna find a way where they're gonna like introduce like this new male character somehow, like the same way like they did with T'Challa in Civil War, like put him on another film before the Black Panther 2 comes out. So I got a feeling either he's gonna be even in the multiverse, either the multiverse or the Spider-Man movie. I doubt that the Spider-Man movie, but probably mostly Spider-Verse. The Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, because that's dealing with the multiverse mainly.
Yeah, so
but though it has more of a horror movie feel to it, I think they said it was gonna.
And they
that.
said,
but I think Spider-Man is going to be in that. But.
and also too, they said that they're going to talk about. They told to kill T'Challa off screen, so they said it's going to mention it on this part 2 of Captain Marvel somehow. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah, your theory ain't off. You know what I'm saying? It happens in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with different story arcs and within those story arcs, it's dealing with the multiverses. And I mean, you have different characters have different books. There are so many different Spider-Man comic series,
Mm-hmm.
And they all take place in a different part of the multiverse, Same thing with the Iron Man and the Thors and the Hawks and you got the Cosmic Ghost Rider, stuff like that. So now that you introduced people to the multiverse in the last Spider-Man film, and it's going to be explored in in Spider-Man 3 and in Doctor Strange, and like you said, they probably talk about it in WandaVision. It can
That's
be explored.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like regardless, it's still a thing of you're still, toying with the idea of what in this, in this particular multiverse, this is going on, that's going on. This villain is actually a hero.
Mm-hmm.
This, things of that nature. This character is actually dead, or stuff like that. So, it's all at the end of the day, it's all sci-fi. It's all science fiction.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing that with the DC shows for a while with the Flash. You know what I'm saying? They have it's Earth so and so. It's Earth. What's the scientist dude? On the Flash, and there's so many different ones. Each season is a different one of that particular guy. What's his name? From the Flash, the scientist dude.
Oh, Harrison Wells.
It's every season is a different Harrison Wells that pops up from a different multiverse.
I think they like the actor too. Like, man, you good, man. We just need you.
No, he's good. And people don't know in real life the man can hoop.
Yeah.
So,
I think I heard it. Yeah.
And so like with the MCU thing, you're doing a kind of a live action Spider-Verse thing. If that don't come off cheesy and done right, and the audience rock with it, it's going to, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, they rocked with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give them a little bit more. We gave them a taste of that. They rocked with it. Let's see what we could do with the Doctor Strange situation. They rock with that. It's kind of and you're kind of doing it with Thor, Love and Thunder, where old girl is going to be the next Thor.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, it's being toyed with or whatever, and it's just all about. At the end of the day, you got to be Bret Hart with it, the excellence of execution. You know what I mean? And so As far as Black Panther is concerned, yeah, I could see them coming up with another T'Challa, but I think it'll be a while.
I mean, not never the child, but it's like
You know what I'm saying? Or another Black Panther or whoever.
Mm.
If not another T'Challa, then another Black Panther. But I always thought when you deal with the multiverse, it's the same person, like name or whatever,
hmm
but they kind of live a different life than the one that we're used to. With the exception of, I know in the Earth 2 series in DC, Superman was black. And I forgot his name, but he was still what would they call? Are they called Kryptonians?
hmm
You know, and stuff like that. So, you know, um, so yeah, I think it'd be interesting how they would explore that realm. But it's like I just feel like don't rush into it. Just
No,
work with what you got now. But I could see another Black Panther. If Shuri don't hold the realm, I could see Shuri holding the realm, but somebody else kind of taking over too. You know,
hmm but
because even with that one, let me cut you off. Because even that one, if they do it right, they probably still do the whole Storm Black Panther relationship.
yeah. So we'll
You know.
see. But yeah, but let me go like to my music. The best of
Yeah, my music.
it's in the music. So I'm gonna start out with the hip hop. So definitely my first one, especially, or most of them, like the top 10, especially, like we talked about before, the people that got nominated in the Grammys. So number one is D Smoke, Black Habits. Number two, Black Thought, who I thought should have been nominated. Streams of Thought, Volume 3. My number 3 is Nas, King's Disease. 4, Common, A Beautiful Revolution Part 1. To me, even though it felt more like an EP, but to me, I liked that better than his last album that he had, Let Love, that came out in 2019. Number 5, I got Logic, No Pressure. 6, Blue and Exile, Miles. That was a good album. 7, Jay Electronica, co-starring Jay-Z, A Written Testimony.
She cool.
I know, right? Number 8, I got Busta Rhymes, Station Level Event 2, The Wrath of
That's
God.
what the fuck I forgot to put on my list.
Yeah, you gotta send me this list, man, because a lot of these was on my list, and I know they will come to me at different times, and oh yeah, I gotta listen to that. But
yeah, I'm putting it. I'm gonna put it on my on B-side IG.
All right.
So definitely number 9, Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist, Alfredo. Number 10, Royce da 5'9", The Allegory. That was a good album. Number 11 is this female rapper by the name of Lyric Jones.
She put out something this year?
Yeah, Fonte executive produced it, and that's why I got familiar with her. Fonte on his Twitter, he executive produced it. So
what was it called?
Closer Than You Think.
Okay, I had to find that.
Yeah.
I had checked out the one she put out 2019 or 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I rocks with Lyric Jones heavy.
Yeah,
she's dope.
So, yeah, she dope, definitely. My 12 and 13 is by to me, I think he should have he's been getting a lot of buzz the past year, Toby
in the Wigway.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So thank you. So the first one is his pandemic project that he had, Rest Breonna Taylor, Try Jesus, and Eat. And then he had the other
he was everywhere. He was on everything he put out.
Yeah. And then the Cinco originals, and I didn't know he had like this series of the originals, So he had the Cinco one was, with the Big Crit and the Voice 5'9", the Black Dog joint. So yeah. 14 is this I've discovered them on IG. Well, first his name is Jackson, so he spelled his with JKZN. He's a producer. So he came up with this beat. I remember, you know how, you know, on IG when they, you know, the sponsored ads, whatever. So like, you know, things that you like, whatever. So yeah, I came across, you know, one of his posts that it was sponsored. It was a beat, and the beat was fire. So I was like, yo. And I was trying to find what the sample was and all that, and come to find out, it was one of the beats to the song that he did with his album, this joint album that he did with this rapper named Young C, who was a Christian rapper. And the name of the album is "In the Glory Goes To," and so it's like, it's a real dope album. It's Christian rap, and it's like the beats was on. He Jackson did the beats, Young C did the, you know, the rhymes. It was on point. So yeah, the joint that he did the beat for was a song called "Slaves and Chains," and he sampled Kurt Franklin's "Chain" song, and I'm like, wow, and that's like one of my favorite. That's like one of my favorite Kurt Franklin songs. So I was like, wow, and then the way he flipped it was dope though, how he did it. So yeah, so that's my 14. 15 is GQ from Jamler. He had put out an EP called Midsummer's Nightmare. 16, I got Knife Wonder, Zion 5 that he put out a week ago. The ballad he dedicated to his brother that passed away the past year, his older brother. 17, I got Zaman Remy. He put out a compilation. Yeah, he put out a compilation. Yeah,
I meant to listen to that.
It's called Black on Purpose. He had like Black Thought. He had Common, a couple of folks. 18, I got Reason from DT. No Beginners. 19, I got Russ, the Chunk.
Oh, you fuck with Rush?
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't mess with it at first. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, but this EP was on point. I like the joint with him and Absol, and the joint with him and Premier, and the joint with Black Dog.
I still gotta listen to that joint. I think he got a joint with Benny the Butcher on there too.
Yeah. 20 is this London artist by the name of K Fairway. He's a rapper. He's a mixed rapper, and he's also sings too. So it's like he got this joint called Set It Off. It was a mixtape. That was dope. 21, I got Elzai, 7 times down, 8 times up. 22, I got Static Selector, DJ Static Selector, The Balancing Act.
That's a really, really good one.
Yeah. 23, I got this other female artist who made some buzz the past year, Brittany Carter from Chicago. Yeah, she dope. The name of the album is called As I Am. 24, I have another female rapper that's, you know, she became one of the freshmen, Chica. She dropped a EP called Industry Games.
Oh yeah, he was on Chica heavy.
Yeah. And 25, we got Run the Jewels. Yeah, Run the Jewels 4. That was a good album. So that was the hip hop.
Oh, you had Ooh La La as one of your favorite tracks of the year.
Yeah, tracks. Yeah. And also too, they put out. It's another song I messed with. They got Gangsta Boo doing the hook. They just put out a video for it. It's like an animation type. And so I'm gonna go ahead with my R&B, alternative, a little bit of jazz. So number 1, I got Thundercat. It Is What It Is. That was a good album. Number 2 is this producer. I think he's from the UK, but I know the singer, she's from UK as well. So we get the producer's name is Alpha Miss, and the singer is Emma Vey. And they put out an album called Epoch. That was a good album, the R&B album. Number 3, I don't want to slaughter their name. That they dope. They start with a K. They're like a funk.
Spell it, bro.
KHRUANGBIN.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, they dope. They put out an album that was cool. For number 4,
What's
I got
the name
this
of the album. Is it the artist or?
No, it's something else with this. Yeah, something else, but like
What
Mordechai. I think it's
Oh, Mordecai. Yeah.
Mordechai. Yeah.
What is it spelled like? M-O-R
Mordechai.
Yeah, Mordecai.
Mordecai.
Yeah, that's
So
Mordecai. Mm-hmm.
number 4, I got this. It was just Salt. SAULT. So it's just so like during the time it came out, they put out this album during Juneteenth, and this is like during the time when the protests and the Blackout Tuesday was happening. So they did this album called Untitled. It was called Black Is, and there's all these like songs that's like relevant to like protests and to like Black identity, and also too about the injustice. It was a good album. There was 2 singers and a producer. So they put out another album too. It was like more uplifting, but the Black Is one that was like to me that was like one of the best albums that came out.
Gotcha.
Number 5, I've got Xavier Omar. It's If You Feel. That was a good album. Number 6, I have Little Dragon, New Me, Same Us.
They came out with something? All right.
Yeah, they came out back in March. Yeah, it came out in March.
Gotcha.
7, I have Tiana Taylor, the album.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, I have Will Jordan. He's a upcoming R&B singer.
Oh, R&B.
Yeah. And then Will Jordan, he collaborated with Jamla producer Eric Jones.
Okay.
So it's, the name of the album is called Be Good, and that was a good album as well.
Okay.
Number 9, I have Lonnie Lay Vardas.
Liana La Havas.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this. I got a crush on her. She's like first. She watched this and like, boy, you slaughtered my name. I'm sorry. Yeah, her self-titled album. Yeah, for real. What happened?
Oh yeah. Tracy loves Liana La Havas, and so does my sister Jewel love Liana La Havas. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so she that was a great album. 10, I have Steve Lacy from the Our Future. He put out this the album called it's called the Lo-Fi. So it was pretty much all the songs that he had on his SoundCloud, but it was like demos and things of that nature. Most of them it was from his SoundCloud page.
So he put out an album that was mostly demos and things on SoundCloud?
No, he put out no songs. These songs that was on the album, on this album, that was on the SoundCloud page, most of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Number 11, I got Brent.
Brent Fayez.
Yeah, Fayez, yeah. Fuck the world. F the world. That was number 12. I got Reuben James, this other R&B newcomer. The name of EP is called Slow Down. That was dope. 13. I heard about these folks on Selection. Play Nice. J. Rob. He's a producer from Baltimore, and he's part of the Selection Collective. And he did most of their tracks on this album called The Home Buddies. So Play Nice, that's the name of it. It's like a whole collective group. It's like rappers and singers and musicians. And they did this collective piece. 14 is J. Rob again with LJ. He R&B artist, and this the name of the album is called Gems in the Cornerstone. And my 15 is Tom Meese and Yusuf Days. They did a collaboration album called What Kind of Music, and that was Yusuf. He's a jazz musician, and
what's
Tom
his
Meese,
name again?
Yusuf Days.
And the other one is
Tom Meese, the white boy. Yeah, white boy.
Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
What is it called? YouTube music? Y'all get on my fucking nerves. You know why y'all get on my fucking nerves? Because every fucking time I play somebody that's like a lo-fi hip-hop artist or a Rhapsody or a little brother, somebody along that lines comment, and I do a radio joint, it's 2 songs that always come up. One is fucking Mashigo and FKJ, whatever his name is, the extended version of Tadal. And the other one is the dudes you just brought up with they got a song with Freddie Gibbs, right?
Yeah, Nightcrawler. Yeah. Yeah.
Tired of y'all.
That's gonna be rocking though.
Hey, yo, I'm tired of popping up. They also have a song with De La Soul, I want to say, which is pretty.
Yeah, Tom Meester. Yeah, Possum was
Okay.
like, yeah. That's gonna be rocking too.
Yeah, okay, but I do want to check that out. But yeah, I just wanted to say that shit got on my nerves. Continue.
Okay. So my honorable mentions I have is mostly females. I got Janae Aiko, her Grammy.
I listened to a little bit of Chilombo and I liked it.
Yeah. Chloe and Haley, The Ungodly Hour, and Victoria Monet. She is so fine. Monet, sorry. Yeah. She is so fine. But she's pregnant now. Yeah, Jaguar's the name of the album.
Yeah.
And the last but not least, I have Mr. Donald Glover, Charles Gambino, with his March the 17th, 20 album that he put out.
Oh, it was March 17th or it was March 15th?
March 15th, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 3.
So that was 20. That's my list. All that. So that's who I was messing with for the year. So hopefully.
All right.
We could. I don't know. Like I said, like we talk about like next episode on what to expect from music. I mean, you know, it's funny with the music because like I said a couple episodes. Like now they like people doing the Beyonce thing where like they just releasing stuff or they let y'all know like a week in advance. Oh yeah, I'm dropping this album.
Or they just
putting out a
stuff,
video. Put the video out.
Yeah.
It's not that many of them. Like it's still some of them that like still let y'all know months in ahead, but still, yeah. So,
I'm gonna say this. I think with music, because I feel like now, I feel like I won't know until Friday that something drops. You know, like on Two Dope Boys or I go on Hip Hop DX or something else, or like certain podcasts that I listen to. Be like, yeah, it's also just dropped, yada 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 yada. And so I'm like, all right, cool, bet. I'm gonna check it out. A lot of the stuff that you mentioned, I'm on an R&B tip. I'm gonna definitely check out. I'm surprised you ain't even rock with Dinner Party like that. They ain't make your list, huh?
It was cool.
I thought they came up with like an extended version of that.
They did when they had like guests, like it was like it's still the same music, the beats, but it like had people like singing and rapping over it. So it was like yeah, I thought it was cool. I like what was it, Freeze Tag? That was like the first single.
Oh, okay, yeah. And so as far, I mean, I just want to see how this year goes as far as music, and because I feel like, you know, the creators had nothing much to do but to create, you know, and with what's been going on, I'm pretty sure they had stuff on their mind as far as what's been going on in the world and within their personal lives, you know, possibly. But I will say, you know, on the hip hop tip, on the rap tip, I'm gonna say, yo, like Dreamville, how did y'all think? Griselda, y'all did y'all thing. All you babies, y'all did y'all thing.
Remember, it used to be all the Lils. Now it's all the babies.
Matter of fact, one is called Lil Baby. How about that?
No, all the Lils and all the Youngs. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, like the Lils and the Youngs.
You know, Jack Harlow, you shining, boy. Mulatto, you shining, baby. You look good too. However,
Meg, I thought Megan, like when you said the when she put out was her first album. Yeah, I thought the one before that was her first album.
Yo.
Like, yo,
You never know what is what now. What's a mixtape? What's an EP? What's an
Yeah.
album? What's a
yeah,
you know? You
Wait,
don't know
Good
what
News
it
is the
anymore.
first album?
yeah.
Yes, apparently Good News is her debut. The joints before that were like commercial mixtapes, whatever the hell that means. Pretty much a mixtape that's on a
Yeah, what was it,
on a
Fever?
major label.
What was it, Fever?
I think it was Fever or something.
So
like
was
that.
she signed?
Yeah.
Or was she
I want to say yes. I want to say she started off India, then signed. I forgot how her thing went.
I remember when Drake got hot, he
Mhm.
was still unsigned.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he had like, I guess he had like a mixtape or what have you that was out commercially and getting,
Mhm.
getting able to generate some bread from that. And then he signed with Young Money.
I think that's what happened.
So,
to be honest with you,
I'm wondering if is it a similar kind of situation where she just kind of like got hot, got the wave, built the wave, and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that might have
And
been the case.
then she just okay, well, that's
Yeah.
what's up, man.
Word.
That's what's up.
So
And she got some bars too. You know what I mean?
she's amazing. But yeah.
In fact, let me put her project on my list of things that I need to listen to.
There you go.
Also.
Yeah,
You know what
man.
I'm saying?
But yes, they're all doing their thing. Y'all shining. Y'all ain't good. You look good. But in 2021, TDE is coming for the headpiece.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar.
Mm.
Okay. If you, Tommy, when you get a chance, listen to that Rock Marciano album, Mount Marcy. There's a track with Schoolboy Q. I never heard Schoolboy Q spaz on a track like he did on that album.
He did a couple. He did a joint with the Gorillaz. I thought he did good in, and also too on the Black Dot album, he did good on that too. So,
but this was, but it didn't
Okay.
even sound like him. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like his voice and everything, and with his lyrical content, he was just in a zone. He was just in a zone. Absol has been mad quiet.
Actually, he tweeted a couple days ago. He said he's dropping some new music.
Like I said, he's been mad quiet, and I'm just.
What's up with Isaiah Rashad, man?
Reason, you know, he was like, it's my time. I gotta do my thing. He caught a little flack with the Mac Miller line, but he's a beast at what he does. Matter of fact, because he's tight with Jid, I want him and Jid to do a joint project. That's one of my like dream projects I would like to see. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just mentioned, Absol. Like I've always wanted when he considered himself Soul Brother number 2. I was like, that's some great respect that he has for Pete Rock, and I would love for those two to link up. So yes, Absol, absolutely, you know, and Isaiah, like you said, Isaiah Rashad, where you been at? Come on, man. SZA got a single
he had his
out.
personal issues. I know he had personal issues. So.
But got you. But
SZA, like she already dropped like 2 songs already. So,
yeah, I know. Yeah, right. So I'm just like, what I'm saying is like, I feel like this is going to be the return of TDE, most definitely, and I can't wait to see that happen for real. You
back
know,
to
that's
Dreamville.
what I would like to see. You know,
and back to
Cole, you know.
Yeah, Cole, and also to Ari Lennox, she's supposed to be dropping her.
Oh yeah.
Her joint too.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I love Shape Butter Baby. That's an amazing R&B album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In R&B wise, I do am looking forward to some more just dope singing. Like I meant to put Eric Bellinger on my list. Like we want to do this, and the Chris Brown Young Thug album was pretty solid. Like you want to do the sing-songy rappy thing, that's cool, but I prefer like legit singing. I want to hear runs and hit notes and stuff like that. I want to hear some slow jams, some mid-tempo, some party. Like I want to, back to my TDE. Sir, hey sir, how you doing, buddy? Yeah,
Sir is on TD.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was just actually about, when you was talking about R&B, I was just about to bring him up because that's another person R&B wise that I got to add to my list.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? I heard a couple tracks. I've heard an interview or two, I think, of his.
He was on JBP a while back.
And yeah, I think I listened to that and another one. And I was just like, yeah, I might have to listen to this brother. Because it's grown R&B. It's not like that young, oh my God, you're so fine. That's cool. But it was grown. It was like, okay, I can rap
and
this.
I mean, I think though, her career is very young. I need some more her.
Well, her did drop some. She did drop 2-3 songs. Actually, 4 songs.
I need a whole project.
Yeah, I know she hasn't really put out a full
saying?
album. She's been dropping EPs and then
she did EPs and then put them all together.
In the album, that's why she was like when she did the Grammys, she was like, yeah, my joint was an EP. It wasn't an album when she won that Grammy a couple years back. So but she did the soundtrack. She did a song for the soundtrack for the Photograph, and she did have 2 new songs that put out, and also I just heard that she's gonna she got a song for the Judas and the Black Messiah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
because after we seen her live at the Roots Picnic, I was like, okay. I gotta listen to her. I gotta have her in the collection.
I did not want to leave, but I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Can I clone myself? Can I multiplicity? Can
I? Yeah, but she put out 3 songs, Slide and what was the other one? Damage, and she
and then the one with Skip Marley.
Yeah, and then also too a Christmas song. She redid Christmas Time Is Here. I was like, wow, that was dope though.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was dope how she did it.
Yeah, man. I just need some more of her, man. Her music is amazing. Like I said, Summer Walker last week was just an EP. It was only 5 tracks. I would like to hear some more. I came across a young lady by the name of Amber Perkins or Jenkins. Forgive me if she, nobody watching that shit. But I do think that she's great at what she does. And I think she's dope R&B. Like if you play her stuff and Summer Walker.
Have you rocked with Snow Allegra at all?
Yeah.
I do rock with Joe Budden's wife. He loved him some Snow.
I was say, what, for real? Like,
he loved him. No, if you watch the podcast, if it wasn't Snow,
you would really think that they, you would. If you didn't know, you'd be like, oh, I didn't know they were together.
He goes on and on. He loved him. But yeah, Snow was good. Jessica Reyes. I meant to put her on my list. Jessica Reyes put out a joint that was awesome too. She's good. I'm a fan of Black or Six Lack as somebody called him. Is that Joe Biden? Somebody called that nigga Six Lack. And I was like,
that's crazy, yo.
Then I was like, yo, he's dope, man, And yeah. And like I said, I want to listen to more of the grown folk stuff. So yeah, there's just my moments where it's like I just want to get into my, just have a day for my R&B. Just have a, vibe to some nice little R&B. You know what I mean? And I meant to listen to the Ty Dolla $ign joint, featuring Ty Dolla $ign. I meant to listen to that.
Yeah, I heard a few joints. I like the joint with him with what was it? Kanye, Anderson .Paak, and Thundercat. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And
also
another one I gotta add to my list.
Man, love that guy.
He got
He's
several projects now, I think. And
Lockdown was the anthem for 2020 though. That was my joint.
Yeah, and what's my other guy, man? BJ the Chicago Kid. I would love to see him put out a project in 21. You know what I mean? I know this past year, Raheem Devon put out something, and I need to go back and listen to a lot of his stuff. Because he's really been doing this thing. Dwelle been kind of like, I follow him on the gram. I know he be doing stuff here and there, but I would like to see Dwelle,
I know he a dad now.
Because that's the grown folk ish right there.
Eric Roberson, all them. I mean, Eric Roberson, he been doing
Roberson, he stayed putting.
Yeah, but he been putting it on his what do you call that that thing with a P
I'm about to say PayPal.
No,
yeah. I got you. Cause you paid for this. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Patreon.
Patreon. Yeah.
Patreon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Patreon.
So like cause he did especially during the pandemic. He was putting out releases of like him recording some stuff like the Cancel 2020 joint that he did at Chadwick Pass, and he was talking about everything that's been happening. Yeah, because him and Chadwick went to school Howard together. So.
Oh, sweet.
Went to Howard?
Huh?
I didn't know he went to Howard.
Who, Eric Roberson?
No, Chadwick.
But Eric Roberson did.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they came. They were around the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ta-Nehisi Coates. They was around the same time.
Baltimore shit. Man. And that makes sense. Ta-Nehisi Coates was working on the Black Panther comics.
Yeah, that's a coincidence.
At the same time, that's ill. That's some ill stuff like that. And also, back to hip hop, I'm gonna say fellow Blurred novelist and his crew, Clear Soul Forces, even though they put out a project last year, even if those guys do solo, because they all have solo stuff. Because Novelist actually did an album that was dedicated to Doom called the Metal Face Hokage.
Yeah, he mentioned it on his IG a couple days ago.
And he got it, and he got the mask tattoo.
And he also got a tattoo.
Yeah, that was hard too. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I'm just overall, I just pray that 21 is just a better year, not just for music, but in the world, and for us personally, and also for this podcast, that we get more support, that we get more love. Shout outs to the ones that do hit us up and show love, comment, whatever. You know what I mean? So
shout out.
That means a lot to us. Word up.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, I was about to
we just looking like, all right.
Yeah. No, I had a technical problem, but yeah. I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm using these iPods. Like, I couldn't hear anything. Then all of a sudden, like, I was trying to, like, what happened to my audio? But
no, it was just
closing up shop.
Everybody being quiet.
No. I mean, I said what I said. I run my mouth all the damn time on here, man. I feel weird sometimes. But
we good. First one of 2021 in the books.
Knocked out, baby.
Cool.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone. Peace and blessings and love.
Happy New Year.
I ain't gonna talk about the political stuff, but yeah, it's gonna be a crazy week.
That's a whole nother part.
Yeah, I know, right? But crazy. But
Georgia, vote.
Yeah.
That's almost on that political ish.
Right.
Mhm. Indeed.
Don't spend that 600 everywhere. You know what I'm saying? All at once. Don't spend that 600 all at once.
Oh, yeah, you got yours.
I
Everybody
ain't even got mine. I ain't got mine.
Like Friday night, like late night.
Yeah, we see. I got mine Friday night too.
Account.
Yeah, I got mine Friday night too. I'm like, oh,
I need to hold some.
I won't complain.
All right, that's our time. See y'all later.
Bye, y'all. Everything's
All right,
great.
y'all, man.
Episode 14. Y'all, peace out. Happy New Year. Catch y'all.
R.I.P. Dome. Dome forever. The super villain forever.
Ecstasy, Shabba-Doo, rest in peace. Also, rest in peace to Paul Webs, Russ Paul from NBA.
Yes. NBA
And also
coach.
Floyd Little, rest in peace. They both died yesterday. So that was definitely
Peace to those gentlemen.
yeah, rest in peace.
So,
But yeah. But y'all be easy, stay safe. Catch y'all. Peace out.
Deuces.